My boyfriend is making me choose sides between him and his friend. She says he's a manipulator.
He said, she said, okay, whatever.
I understand why my boyfriend is upset, but I feel that how he reacted may have been too much. Maybe what I did warrants that. I hope you guys can give me some insight. By the way, this comes from Mammoth Round 1517 on the OK Storytime subreddit. So my boyfriend, 24 male, Sean, and I, 23 female, have been dating for almost 6 months now, but have known each other for almost a year. He had a best friend who I'll call Riley. Him and Riley have known each other since high school, but only started becoming close platonically a year ago.
Ooh, Riley sounds pretty hot.
There's never been anything romantic or spicy sleep between them. Their friendship is strictly platonic and has been stated to be that multiple times on multiple occasions by the two of them. I believe them both. In hanging out with Riley more, I thought she was a cool person. We would all hang out a lot, every other week, if not once a week. Me and her connected, and although we didn't talk much outside of group interactions, we had our little friendships outside of my boyfriend. It's small, but I was looking forward to it growing into something more and us becoming better friends. About a week ago, she texted my boyfriend saying that she wanted to end the friendship with him. This came out of nowhere, so we were both surprised. She called him a narcissist, manipulative, a bum, all of this stuff. She cited that the only reason she stayed friends with him for this long was because she felt bad for me and wanted to make sure I was okay and safe while dating him.
Nope. Someone's jealous here.
Yeah, I of course,
confused.
this hurts Sean, who up until now has never had a major fight or argument with his friend whatsoever. I texted her after she told him that for more context on what she was talking about and what that meant for my friendship with her. She informed me that I did nothing wrong and she still loves me and wants to be friends with me. But after a situation happened between him and another friend of hers, before me and him started dating, it opened her eyes to how far he'll go to manipulate people, situations, and feelings. She told me the same thing she told him, that the only reason she continued the friendship after that was because she got to know me and really liked me as a person. She started to feel protective over me being with him. And the friend he had a situation with told her to maintain the friendship with him as well because they both realized he was a narcissist. She feels uneasy about me being with him because she knows what kind of a destructive, manipulative person he is. After all that, she apologized if any of that offended me because I am still dating him, but she's felt like this for a while and felt like she could tell me now. She still wants to be friends with me. Now, that's a lot of information for me to take in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she have proof?
I'm curious
Or
if
examples?
OP is like, yeah, I could see what you mean, or like, no, my
I've never
boyfriend
seen
is
that,
the
yeah.
best guy. What you're saying is just wrong.
I think what made it hard for me to dismiss her was because she's known him much longer than I have. Yes, people change, but because of their strictly platonic friendship, there are things I feel like he's told her that are different than what he's told me. Someone he was trying to date and now dating. There's a difference between how you'll tell a friend something and how you'll tell your partner / someone you're trying to date something, if you can even tell them at all. And if this is her view of him, who am I to tell her she's wrong when she's seen him in a much different light than I have? Another reason why it's hard for me to just cut things off with her is because we have our own bond outside of my boyfriend. He was the one who introduced us, yes, but we made the decision to talk and get to know each other outside of him. So now we have our own relationship. I'm confused about why it has to end just because she wanted to end the friendship with him. I understand disrespect, and I understand why my boyfriend would be hurt over my wanting to stay friends with her. The night that this happened, he essentially told me to choose sides between him and her, while also stating in the same breath that he would still choose to be with me no matter what. I took a few days to think about it, and I decided I wanted to keep my friendship with her. I don't know if it'll strengthen or remain a very casual, low-maintenance friendship, but if I chose to cut her off and me and my boyfriend broke up down the line, I would regret having done that. It wasn't good. My boyfriend holds the belief that because she no longer respects / cares about him, she no longer respects / cares about a relationship. As in, if I'm hanging out with her, she'll start trashing him to me.
Oh,
She's already done that.
Well, that's disrespectful.
She's already done that.
Well, I mean, I don't think she did that. She was just said, like, this is my perspective of him. For those reasons, I'm out. But it's not like her ranting about him.
I don't believe that's something she'll do for the following reasons. If she's done with him, why would she talk negatively about him to me? his girlfriend more than what's already been said. Why would she bring him up randomly in a conversation with me just to talk about him negatively, knowing that I love him, I'm happy with him, and I already know how she feels about him? Based on what I know about her, that just doesn't seem like something she'll do. I told my boyfriend the decision I came to, and he was hurt as I expected him to be. But then he started calling me fake and saying how I never support him and I'm never there for him. I just do what I want to do, like always. I'm gonna be honest, that is what it feels like.
Oh, that
To
OP
me,
does that?
Yeah,
Because
that
she
is-
was so willing to.
She
just
was
be
like, yeah, she's so willing to be friends with someone who she's not really close with at all. She said it's a low maintenance friendship.
yeah, that like totally has an awful view of her boyfriend.
Yes!
To the point of like accusations of being a terrible human.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna be friends with her anyway.
Like her experience is valid, but like,
Like that's crazy. Again, maybe Riley is telling the truth, in which case OP needs to make that decision, but you can't choose both of them.
I feel like there's just a lot of context being left out. Like,
Well, we don't know. It just seems like
is
OP doesn't know.
seeing any of these things? It seems like OP said that she didn't, but is still open to the fact that like he showed some of those behaviors before
Yeah.
the relationship. But wouldn't that affect how you see him?
I don't know. Again, I understand he's hurt. I'm not saying he's not allowed to be, but to say those things about me feels false when I've done a lot to help make him happy. A few examples: he's staying with me rent-free and has been for the past few months. The one time I asked for help with rent, he didn't have it, so I let it go. He hasn't had a job for the past month, and there's been no question about money from me. He has savings, but still. I let him use my car, he doesn't have one of his own, to go wherever he wants to go. Granted, he doesn't drive much without me, but the time he has, it's been no problem on my part with him borrowing my car. He doesn't eat beef or pork because that's how he was raised, but I do. I've cut down on eating beef and pork because I know he enjoys eating the same meals with me, and because he says it makes my private smell/taste different.
Oh my gosh, Dakota was telling me about this
I do
story.
remember Dakota
Wait, what?
talking about this. Just
Oh,
that
this
line.
story?
Your boyfriend sucks.
I mean, is there any truth, like biological truth in that?
I don't know. If Riley is right now,
I
it's
told
seemingly
you.
like Riley is more right. So why are you staying with Sean?
Yeah, get out of there.
It's like you have to pick one side. You can't do middle
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah, this person doesn't have a job. I don't know if they're
Doesn't have a job, doesn't have a car, and telling you
Yeah.
how your thing smells whenever you eat something?
That's crazy. Leave him. Leave him.
Come on.
None of these things are things that I resent him for. But it did strike me the wrong way when he called me fake and claimed I don't care about him when there are so many examples that prove the opposite. I also don't appreciate him asking me to choose sides. Everyone in this situation is grown and we can all make our own choices, especially if he plans on staying with me regardless. Just because he assumes the worst will happen by me staying friends with her doesn't mean it will. And it feels like he's not giving me the belief that if she did trash talk him to me, that I would defend him. Girl, she already did.
I don't
She
know if she
already
did.
did. She called him manipulative, a narcissist, and a bum. That's
wasn't
trash talking.
But it wasn't ranting. It
These
was
are
more like,
truths.
here are my reasons. I'm out.
That's still trash talking. If I went to our Riley,
Yes.
and said, Alex is manipulative, a narcissist, and a bum, and you found that out, you're not telling me that's not trash talking?
But Alex
No
is
comment.
saying he already is a narcissist, a bum, and what was the other one?
A manipulative?
A manipulator.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, these are all truths. Is that correct? That's what you're saying. You're saying these are all truths. So thus,
Who's
it's
saying
not
they're all
insult.
truths?
I'm just saying in this scenario, you believe that Sean is a narcissist, is a manipulator, is a bum. So like you're like, oh, that's not getting onto him or like insulting because it's true.
Why do I have to be stuck in the middle of it? I don't know. Any insight is greatly appreciated. By the way, we would greatly appreciate if you join us live every weekday on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap her profile. Before me and my boyfriend started dating, he had spicy sleep with his friend's friend, Ginny,
Oh,
23 female.
We're getting more
Ginny?
context here.
That's not how you spell Jenny.
Ginny. Yes, it is.
With a G?
Yep. Have
I've
you not
been-
read Harry Potter?
The reason that I've been confused
Yeah.
is that I need more context. I don't know what the
Well,
heck
we
is going
might-
on right now, and we're about to get
We're
more
about to get more context.
That's what I'm saying.
Me and him were talking at this point, but not committed to each other. But everyone could tell he liked me more than any other flings he had in that time period. Ginny had never met me before. A few days after they had spicy sleep, me, him, Ginny, and Riley went to a rave together. I had no idea that he had spicy sleep with Ginny. He hadn't told me by this point. And Ginny had no idea that he was steadily hooking up up with me. Now, I got along with Ginny because I get along with most people, and she was really sweet. But Riley saw that as humiliating and disrespectful to both me and Ginny, and it really put into perspective for her what type of person he is.
He's playing games.
Manipulative. That's
Yep.
the manipulative.
Also, I think Riley may have had some feelings for him
Possibly.
at some point.
And she's like, everyone else is.
And she got hurt, and
Yeah.
now she's like, you can't date him. No one can. He's weird. But she's right. She's right. She's been hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the evidence for him
Yeah.
being like a piece of crap and being manipulative, it seems like he did not have clear agreements with any of these people.
Yeah.
And was just not telling his business to these people, which I
Yeah.
think is totally someone's volition.
No, I
to
think
not.
so too, but I also think I just think he's got to pick one. You can't choose both of those people.
Yeah. I don't know the logistics of it working when you have, you're committed to a partner
Yeah.
and then a friend that you're hanging out regularly like hates your partner.
Hates him and told him. But that is the end of that story.
My boyfriend tried to test me with my dog. I'm choosing the dog over him.
Bark.
Set your priorities straight. My dog is a little crap. I, female 35, love the booger. But my goodness, last week she got out of the backyard while I was busy cooking my boyfriend's dinner for his birthday. My boyfriend Mike, M40, let the dog out during this time and didn't stay out with the digging a-hole. When I went back to call her in, she was nowhere to be found. I live in an active city on an active road, and I naturally was worried about her. But my boyfriend said she should be fine, as we are well known in the neighborhood for our clockwork walks, and someone will see her and bring her back. I would be getting out of your chair. If your dog is not around in an active city,
Bark. Freaking bark.
I went out to look for her anyway, but couldn't find her. By the way, this comes from As Gay as the Day Monday on the r/BRUO updates on the subreddit. We rock with the gays. I didn't find her for 48 hours and was crying from the stress. She's been my dog for 7 years, and I know it sounds odd to some, but she was my girl, my bestie. I loved the crap out of her. I would sob worrying she was injured or worse on the side of the road.
That's not good.
Not
I don't
good
like
at
that.
all.
I don't like that.
Boyfriend said he tried to track the microchip, but for some reason, it wouldn't work, and her lease had a tag on it with her location, but boyfriend didn't put it on her because as he explained, she's just going outside. I have a new neighbor, a female 30-something, Josie, and turned out she had my dog. She found her tagless wandering around her yard 3 doors down from me and didn't know her or me at all, so took her to the local vet who recognized my girl and called me. So my little crap was returned to me. I was overjoyed and was thanking Josie profusely, explaining how worried I was, and my boyfriend audibly sighed from behind me and said, well, thank F, that's over. She ruined my birthday with that stunt. When Josie saw him, she looked confused but didn't say anything until we walked her out. She told me, you may not believe me, but he told me last night that you don't have pets. I was confused by this and kind of didn't believe her, but it nagged at me, so I checked our doorbell cam footage, and there it was, clear as day. While I was looking out for my dog Josie, is showing him a photo and asking if he knew this dog, and he said no, that we don't have dogs, and suggested calling animal control. I woke my boyfriend up as he was asleep by this point on the couch and questioned him about this, and he denied it, saying Josie is trying to stir up trouble. I have my dog, so things go back to normal now. And he slipped up in that he deserves a makeup day for his ruined birthday. When I told him about the footage, I could see him get really still, and then he admitted to it. He said my dog is old. She's 8. So he was trying to spare me since she'd probably die soon, and he wants us to think about the future, not the past. My dog is indicative of my past. I told him he has made 0 sense to me. He saw me dang near fall apart, worried about my dog, and now I can't so much as trust he didn't have anything more to do with her disappearing.
OP's like 35, right?
Yeah, 33.
So
I
her
think.
partner's around the same age, probably.
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna die soon, so we might as well just put you out of your misery.
I think he's 38.
Oh yeah,
She's
even more
35.
reason.
He's 40.
All right, let's put you out of your misery because you're the same age as the dog. Let's put you out of your misery right now. Let's do it. Let's put a chip in you and forget to put your collar on and get you lost and put you out of your misery.
He lost it at that, saying he just knew I would find a way to blame him for this and shouted, "You love that bee more than you love me." I told him that he's the bee and a coward for lying and not being honest about clearly not liking my dog for the past year.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
And what I'm seeing here for the past year,
Yes.
she's had the dog for 8, and she's been with Mike for a year.
You ain't got that tenure, bro.
Dude, we already know.
We already know what's going to happen.
We already know, man. Then I asked him to leave. He stared at me like, "You're really going to kick me out over a dog?" I said, "Absolutely."
Yes! Freak yeah!
To the streets.
To the freaking streets.
And he cussed me out and went to his place. I haven't read the text he's been sending me, but it's been a lot of them. He's been gone for 7 hours, and I have 27 text notifications from him. He's talked to my brother, Blair, who called me to tell me that I hurt Mike for caring more about an animal than him and not being able to just shut the F up, be an adult, and celebrate my birthday. Okay, Blair,
Whose side are you on?
whoever gets the news first is going to believe it first.
The narrative has been painted.
Yep, the narrative has been painted. I am confused because we've been together a bit over a year, and I spoiled the crap out of him. We met because of my dog.
Just throw this guy in a sewer. Just freaking euthanize him and throw him in a sewer. Give him to the gators.
And he seemed to really adore her this entire time.
Psychopath.
My brother, though, doesn't like me these days, so I can't really tell if he's right and I'm the a-hole, or he and Mike are just an a-holes. So am I the a-hole? Got some relevant comments here. Hope you're not the a-hole.
No.
Come on.
Dude, this guy, I hate him.
Snake dog.
The fact that it's almost more sinister that he like pretended to like the dog so much and like manipulated OP into believing that he was
Yeah.
like, oh, he loves the dog. He loves the dog so much.
I bet you they met at like a dog park.
And he literally hates dogs.
He read at some like article and was like, "How to meet girls, go to dog parks." Relevant comments. Montreal Cowboy X, not the a-hole. I'm not even a dog person, but he knew you were upset and heartbroken, and he decided for you that it was better for him. That's just a-hole behavior. She's Oddly Mary says, "I'm a little confused. You said he liked her, and what do you mean when you say he was good to you before? Is this a sudden change?" Sorry, it was just that he was sweet, really sweet, and then when we met, he first went to her and pet her and complimented her, how cute she was and how well trained. His brother is a vet, and he said he loves dogs. He used to run me baths, hype me up, come to events for me, and now he is like this. So something's happened.
And he said his brother was a vet?
Yeah, dude, who knows if that's real or not?
Oh,
Because he's a
maybe
psychopath, dude.
He'll say and do anything to make himself seem like, oh my gosh, it's like the greatest guy ever. And then
But we have an update, ladies and gentlemen. Here we freaking
is he still
go.
alive? That's a problem for me. That's a big problem for me.
That's over this.
I don't
man.
like it.
He's like, you
I don't
hate
like
dogs.
it, dude.
I hate
Don't mess
you.
with the dogs, dude.
Don't mess with the dogs.
Don't mess with my dog.
2 days later, after my post, my boyfriend showed up at my door the next day with flowers and dog treats.
Yeah, you can eat them. Enjoy. Sam ate dog food, by the way.
I didn't let him in, but talked through my screen door. He said he had time to think and was ashamed of his behavior and very sorry. He explained that he had abandonment issues and got scared when a friend put the idea in his head that I love my dog more than him. The friend turns out to be my brother, Blair.
What is up with his terrible brother?
I told him I wasn't ready to deal with him yet, and he asked, "Why not?" And I explained from my perspective everything sort of like my last post, and then added that he shows up without letting me know he was coming, and he didn't even let me speak. It just launched into this grand apology. Fair. When I said I don't trust him right now, he started crying, and I mean ugly, hysterical kind. He said this stemmed from his mother leaving the family. Why are we getting this kind of lore right now? He said it stemmed from his mother leaving the family. From what I know of the story, she walked out on him and his family when he was 13.
That's awesome.
And that I am his person and he loves me and just lost his mind a little. It's one mistake. One. I'm sorry. He kept saying it over and over, and maybe I'm a broken person, but I don't feel anything in the moment. I watched him crying and saying sorry and basically groveling, and I just wasn't having any of it. I said we need to talk, but I wasn't ready to have that talk at the moment and needed space. He begged me to let him in and only left when some neighbors come by to ask if everything was okay. and he just snapped and told them to F off and left. Red flag. Not sure what I'm even doing anymore or what I will do with him or my brother. For now, I'm just sitting at a local restaurant patio with my doggo, sipping margaritas and trying not to cry. WTF. Relevant comments. She chaotic good 65.99 says, so I'm going to be a little mean and harsh here, and I apologize in advance for that, but I saw your first post before this update. Just ain't crap right now. Not sure what I'm even doing anymore or what I will do with him or my brother. What you do with him? You leave him. This man lied to you about your neighbor, and for that much, how sure are you that he doesn't harm your dog? He seems unstable and has resentment about her, clearly. Yeah, how can you have resentment towards a dog?
I feel like this is emblematic of a serious mental issue.
Oh, yeah. This man is manipulating you. If he has trauma, he can get therapy, but that doesn't excuse trying to get rid of your beloved pet and make the day about his stupid GD birthday. He doesn't treat you with respect and thinks flowers will fix it, if not guilting you by his sob story of his mom leaving you. I added that part. God, I am so made for you and your dog right now. I can barely stand it. And please, for the love of all things holy, do not give her those treats.
Oh.
Oh!
Whoa.
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think about that at all.
I would
That's
not.
a great call, commenter.
Oh,
That's a clutch
my
comment right there. That's a
gosh.
real one.
I would not trust that he didn't put something harmful in them to further endanger your girl. This guy sounds crazy enough to do it. They probably smell like chocolate too, or grapes. So here's where I will be harsher. Baby girl, woman up and dump his butt.
I like that. I like that.
I have a sweet partner that I adore, but if he did this, I would kick him several curbs and I would put him on blast about it so everyone we know is aware that he is an animal abuser who gaslights and disrespects women.
Facts. That part. It is so insane to let an innocent animal get lost to pass away.
Oh, yeah.
No one in their right mind would ever intentionally, and it's intentional because he lost a dog and then they called him like, we found him. He's like, we don't have a dog.
Yep.
It is clear he didn't want the dog.
I've never
to come
seen
back.
that thing in my life.
That is insane.
Dude, golly.
You got problems, buddy.
OP, sorry, this was a little upsetting. Honestly, not as harsh as I expected, LOL. If this is your harsh, I think you're likely a sweet person.
Oh.
I wanted to address at least some of your comment, but full disclosure, some really bothered me, and I can't quite take that on yet, but I'm starting to agree with the folks in the comments that my boyfriend is actually my ex. So here goes nothing. Maximum effort. So she's coming to the realization it's time.
It's time. It's time. Dump him.
Redditor, God only knows what would have happened if your vet didn't recognize your dog to steer Josie back to talk to you again, or if you were not home and your hopefully soon-to-be ex told her again that you don't have animals. She's responding to that. I think a lot about this. Josie is a kind human, and I don't know that she's a lifelong dog lover and adopter. She just lost both of her Labradors very suddenly, and my booger also loves her a lot and gets all excited every time she walks by my house, which turns out is a lot as she walks to clear her head when her job gets too stressful. In my mind, I have rolled every scenario of where my dog was and what happened to her the whole time I couldn't find her. My brain even went into dark directions, and I was a wreck, and my boyfriend was just so dismissive of my concerns.
Yup.
Didn't even try to console her.
Yup. Doesn't care.
What the heck?
Doesn't care. He just likes manipulating you, playing with your emotions, and
Getting rid of your dog
getting rid of your dog.
on his birthday. Getting rid of your dog on his birthday.
If I was able to spend my birthday with Chip and Ava, I'd be so thrilled.
So thrilled.
You don't even understand how happy I would be. I would literally be like, what more do I need?
It doesn't make any sense because even if you wanted to get rid of the dog, your partner's dog, you want to do it on your birthday because you want your birthday to be good. Like, and she's going to be obviously upset that the dog's gone.
But he's that like evil and manipulative that he's like, this is my birthday present to myself. Yeah, that's how evil he is. That's why I say dump him in a sewer where the alligators are.
There we go. Crocodiles. Crocodiles are worse than alligators.
Crocodiles, bro. Give me whatever dinosaur will rip him to shreds, and let me throw him in that and watch with his mom who abandoned him
Ugh.
like he deserved. It's awesome.
Evil. I mean, she could have been run over by a car, could have eaten something that could have made her horribly sick, anything. Playing it back now, remembering all he said and did during this time, I just don't like this guy, and I have a hard time ever trusting him again. I'm getting to the revengeful part of my brain and can't even start. Tequila is a heck of a thing, and I think it's contributing to me wanting to do things I would never dream to most of the time.
Do it. Do it. Listen to the tequila.
Leave him like his mother.
Drink the tequila. Leave him like his mother. Ay, 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 ay.
I sit there with my baby, my sweet girl, who looks at me with such unfiltered love and devotion. I can't even imagine trusting her with a man who cared so little about her that he would toss her to fate. And for the love of God, of holy things, don't give her those treats, I toss them out like the dumpster out. I sadly had the same concern. I forgot to mention in my post, but he tried to call my dog over and open the door to give her the treats. So the box was open when I opened the first door to speak to him. I have no way of knowing for sure if he wants to see her harmed, so I don't know what's in that box. So I tossed it. We have an update 3 weeks later. How we feeling? Do we press charges? We don't have anything to press charges on.
I just want him to suffer as much as possible, you know?
I saw something online where this woman was going to the airport and asked her boyfriend verbally, can you take care of my dogs while I'm gone so I can go to the airport? Boyfriend didn't show up. She went to civil court and sued him. She had to buy a new plane ticket, had to do something with her Airbnb and sue him for all that.
This too, because that's negligence.
Yeah.
If he forgot or whatever.
Yeah.
This is premeditated.
It is premeditated because 1, the treats, 2, he put her out in the streets, lied about it, and 3, I think he didn't even put the collar on it and lied about the tracker, even if there was a tracker.
Yeah. I'd be curious to at least research to see if there is something we could do.
I agree.
We just got to make him suffer. That's the goal.
What do you think, Angie?
I think that Reddit is gonna spark up my trust issues again.
Oh no, Angie, no!
Because what? The fact that he was just such a good person. How long were they together? Do we know?
Just a year.
A year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. We've only been
okay.
together for 8 months. It's okay. We're not at that point.
He's we still got a few good months before it all goes
Before
down.
children crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, okay. I guess it'd be worse if they were together for longer. But still, it's she thought he was such a good person, and then all of a sudden he's doing this crazy stuff. That would be really interesting to see if you could press charges or something like that.
Pinky DeSlayer says, in most U.S. states, animal abuse is considered as a crime and is treated as a felony or misdemeanor.
But we don't have strict evidence though. I don't see any super
The evidence
contract.
is he answered the phone and said, I don't have a dog.
Yeah, you have the video.
Yeah, but a lawyer could spin it and be like, well, he doesn't have a dog.
We've got witnesses. We maybe have it. Probably don't. We maybe have a tape recording of that call, but Josie, the vet, can corroborate that story. I say we go for it.
Say we go for it.
I say we go for it. Actually, you should drop it because just get him out of your life.
Just get him out of your life.
In
Yeah.
actuality. But I do want to see him suffer, but it's not worth it. That's my real advice.
Update. Hi. It's your messy friend with her super wiener eggs. Not super wiener in the fun sense. Not in the fun sense. I don't much want to get into that, but it kind of needed to vent to someone. And most of you, have been really helpful, insightful, and so kind. Mike has been weaving the narrative that I am mentally ill. Bro is so projecting right now. He knows I suffer from depression and PTSD, and for whatever reason, he's saying I am/was a misdiagnosed schizophrenic. He's just throwing that into her face. It was relentless. And Blair and Dad have been backing him.
Dude, whose side are you on? Fuck, God, you're my own family. Jesus Christ.
It got to the point that I had enough and hired a lawyer.
What did I say?
Dude, we're about to get some money.
Did I say?
How much money you want out of this, John?
Dude, I just want him to suffer. I don't even want any money. I don't even care.
So his bank account.
Oh, actually, I would sue him for all of his money.
Okay.
And donate it to
Yeah. If his brother's actually a vet, would donate it to one of the charities he likes.
that would be awesome.
Cease and desist and one restraining order. My father is such a psycho. Long story. Pin it. Later, and Mike is back on my doorstep. He's now demanding that Booger is his dog too, and he has rights to her, and he is worried about her safety with such a mentally unstable person, me it seems. So I said, oh, did I mention this is all through the door cam? That I now have footage, again, of him being the unstable one, and his weird manipulative threat on top of me having actual footage of him saying he doesn't have a pet would debunk him. I guess so. This is phenomenal. I don't know all of what happened because feed cut out, but it looks like the man lost his effing mind and dismantled my Ring camera. You can definitely sue for that. At least without my other cameras, he did not know where, then installed showing him doing so. Good thing I have a lawyer. So she put up other cameras and got other angles of it.
Ooh.
Dude, that would make a fire TikTok video.
That's awesome. I love that.
You want some of your money back? Post it on TikTok.
Create a multi-part series.
Do a get it ready with me so you can pass 10,000 followers so you can start monetizing your content and then post the video of it.
Do one of these. Yeah, Angie, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I watched my girlfriend's TikTok feed. They're all, hey girlies, I got my new nail kit. I'm putting like charms on my nails that are hanging off of them. Like,
Yeah. I was thinking of ASMR. You just like ASMR story time, start whispering the story.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking
another
about.
one? No. They just get things and they're just like they click their nails on all
That's
the things. that
ASMR.
they buy.
Yeah.
But like they're like it's like unboxing and they're just like each thing they open they like click and then they go and
Yes. You had nails at some point. Did you have the feeling to click them on everything? Because I sure did whenever I did my nails.
You know, I hadn't seen enough of that content on Nima's feed yet at that point.
You were doing a lot of this when you had your nails.
Oh, I did a lot of this. Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah. Missed my nails.
All right, relevant comments. Ambassador, Messi, please save the despairing comments for the vulnerable dog you named Booger. I mean, no disrespect. I expect you to continue to use your self-deprecating humor. Good thing I have a lawyer. That you say nothing about the lawyer, just that this is an asset. Tells me that you are nowhere close to mentally unstable. Facts. I assume you told your attorney precisely why he's an ex. Flawless May sounds like things are still messy and stressful, but it's good that you are taking steps to protect yourself with the lawyer and additional cameras. Hang in there and keep us updated. We got an update 1.5 weeks later.
Let's go. See what we got.
This is 7 weeks after original post. Oh my gosh. This is going to be long, and I am so effing livid.
Oh.
Has it been 2 weeks? But this, a single effing day after my last post, I was packing up for an impromptu trip. Arara was taking me on parlay to help me relax and partly to get me the heck out of that dang house so my father, brother, and ex would not know where I was. As such, I got Booger to the groomers. We planned to be away a while, and she was due anyway. I thought I was being a responsible dog mom. I am an idiot because I was so frazzled about everything else, I completely forgot to tell them that Mike is not permitted anymore to pick her up.
Oh.
No.
That's very bad. That's very, 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 very bad.
So I got to run errands while Booger got her spa treatments. Don't you dare judge me. She deserves a spa treatment every once in a while. Being a couch potato is so stressful, grueling work, you know. And when I return, I am told by the front desk that your husband picked her up.
Oh, God.
What the heck? Oh my gosh. I'm seeing no's everywhere.
Yeah, this is bad.
Dude, I'm stressing for you right now.
Same.
I swear to you, my voice simply stopped existing. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't speak. I just crumbled to the ground and sobbed. He knew the groomer, knew the staff. He would sometimes pick her up for me when we were together, and I didn't protect my baby by preempting this. How could I have been so effing stupid? His life mission is getting rid of her. It should have been one of the first things I did. I removed him everywhere else.
How did he know that she was at the groomers?
He's stalking her. He's a psychopath.
Dude, you're right.
He's got Blair on the case. He's got the father on the case. He's on the case. He's got 3 people on this, dude.
You're right.
He's trying to get rid of this dog. What did Booger do? What did Booger do to you?
Nothing. She's just being a good girl. Good doggy. Give her pets, not death.
The staff had come around the desk to help me to a chair, and I just wailed. I think I managed to say enough. The police were called, and I could barely speak to them. They asked if there was someone I could call, any family. I cried even more.
No, definitely don't call my dad and brother. Don't call them because they ain't gonna help.
I would call them in so they can be like prosecuted and interrogated. Be like, hey.
Yeah, put them in a lineup.
Yeah. Maybe get Blair because Blair and Mike seem to be friends, and be like, ransom Blair. Be like, hey.
Yeah, it's like set it like a sting, like a trap.
Yep. I have no one. If anything, my father and maybe brother would help Mike do this. I managed to think and call Aria, and she was on her way, but it was then I looked at my phone. He had texted me. The effer actually texted me, starting with, hi, baby, as if everything that happened in this time was absolutely non-existent. He said not to worry, he has Booger, as he picked her up for you, and he is cooking us dinner at his, and I can pick her up after dinner. Then he ended it with, love you. It was so uneffing believable, I could only just show the cops. Holy cow. He's going to get rid of you and the dog. He's going to try to get rid of both of you. I have a horrible thought, and I can't say it.
I think I know what your thought is
Oh
because I
my
had the
gosh.
same thought.
I don't know what the thought is. You want to share?
What is he cooking for dinner?
Yeah.
Oh no.
We have been here since 12 today, and John and I
We are
are ending the day dark.
8.5 hours deep. And here
Oh
I
my
thought I was
God.
like, oh, a dog story. Finally.
So nice.
Finally something to give me reprieve. But no,
No.
this sweet, precious angel is in danger again.
No.
This feels like a horror story. I'm so scared right now.
Oh,
with
yeah.
what's gonna-
Yes.
Like,
This
truly.
is. This guy's crazy. I knew the second his name was Mike. I'm sorry. I have a bad relationships with a lot of Mikes. I don't trust Mikes. Do you know a good Mike?
My brother-in-law, his name's Mike.
They're always Michael.
I mean, I'm not a Jonathan, and everyone assumes I'm a Jonathan. I'm just John, so I
There you
guess.
go.
One of them asked if they could look through my chat history, and I said yes, and unlocked all the features, and she did. I had forgotten about all the abusive, manipulative, and awful things that moron texted me because a cop just pulled a colleague aside and showed him the screen a few times. I saw him look back at me a couple of times, and he left the building. Then he returned and asked me if I had called the police about Mike before. I said yes. He went through all the times I called, and I confirmed and told him some of it verbally then. So I guess she's talked to the police about this before. Aria arrived, and she gave her own rendition of the situation and stuck it to them that we did everything we were supposed to do by calling them about this, and we were told they would not help. If Booger is hurt, she will raise an unholy inferno over their useless department. She started to take charge in the absence of my ability to and ask what they plan to do. They needed paperwork. Booger's papers are all in my name, and the groomer is attached to the vet who provided the adoption and intake of paperwork of Booger, which I proved I was hers and the sole legal owner of her. Oh, I didn't know you had to have papers for pets.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, you have to like register them or something.
Makes sense.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember like getting some sort of thing in the mail, and it was like, you need to update your registration on your dog. And I was like, but I guess it's a thing.
The police went to his home to get Booger, and would understand what to happen because I was not there and was only told by the official story. Mike let him in, showed the dinner he made. He seemed confused and didn't understand why the police were involved. He made it out that we had a bad spat, but we're working it out, but I'm mentally unstable and heavily medicated, and I told him of the groomer's appointment and asked to pick up my dog. They were asked where Booger was, and he said he didn't have her anymore, as my family picked her up so that he and I could have a private, intimate night together and make up and work on our relationship. By the way, you can come and be intimate with us every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile.
Hey, I didn't say that.
You can be intimate with Keon, Dakota, and Sam
There we
every
go.
weekday
Oh,
at 3
yeah,
p.m.
there you
PST.
go.
Just tap
Super
our
intimate with those guys.
Dude, this just got worse. He gave her to Blair and the dad
And we're almost at the end of the story. I'm freaking terrible.
because the boyfriend has measures of he wants OP to be back, so he's not going to harm the dog, giving it.
I don't know, dude. He's so crazy. I don't even know if we can trust that. What? I'm clutching my cocoa and hiding in my blanket like it's a horror movie.
Dude, this is horrifying. It looks like we have like a chunk more. We have an update more. Here we go. I was home waiting. and I had to deal with another cop coming by and asking me about my mental health and if I'm in danger to myself or anyone because Mike said that he is concerned that I am unpredictable and abusive. Once again, I showed him the text and the footage of it being the polar opposite, and once again, I explained to all of what I was showing him and more I've already turned over to the police. By now, I had reached my lawyer who advised I answer any and all questions pertaining to the specific situation, getting my dog back and nothing more, so I shut up and simply provided info necessary to this. Okay, they found Booger at Bear's place, but now Blair had his own story that I was mentally unstable and unable to care for her, so I asked him to take Booger to a shelter as I didn't have the heart to do it so myself. No. He couldn't provide any proof, so they took Booger with them and brought her home. Oh, dude.
We're safe. That was close.
So
That
freaking
was way
close. Dude, no. He said he was going to take her to a shelter. No.
But at least even if that had happened, Opie probably would have gotten to the shelter not too long after that, and it probably still would have been okay, but
Still, dude, that was so freaking close. Oh, yeah. No, you can click them whenever. It's all good. It looks like Duchess Cassandra said it's turning into okay true crime for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least this isn't a cursed episode. We can read these kind of true crimes.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Booger came home for me immediately, straining against the leash to get to me, and I cried on my front step, apologizing to her as if she understood what had just happened. Oh, she was happy and excited. I bet she loved being in a cop cruiser.
My heart. She was like, yes, I'm doggy. I'm doggy in big car with lighty spinny.
She just was happy to be alive per usual.
She has literally no idea what happened.
She was
like,
when in reality, she almost became a meal, almost got put down at the shelter, but she's just happy to be alive.
bro. Oh my God.
To be a dog.
Right.
Policewoman who handed me her leash gave us information on where to get the paperwork about today's event, and she cannot offer me legal advice, but to be sure to lock everything up tonight and to call if anything happens. I did take Booger to the vet, and the tests that have come back show that she is perfectly fine. I am now packed up the majority of my house, and what is not in storage has been moved to Aria's. I'm working on preparing to sell it. I can't even imagine going back to that dang place. Mike left me a voicemail laminating that I sicked the police on him and all he ever tried to do was love me. How patient he has been with my mental illness and my obsession with my mutt. But he is now seeing that my father was right. I don't deserve him. I will never find anyone like him who will love me because I don't deserve love. And when I realize what I've lost, all due to my self-centered attitude, I better hope he hasn't moved on. But he's there if I ever decide to grow up and be a real woman and try to fix this with him. But he's not going to wait around forever.
I'm not going to wait forever to throw you in a river of piranhas. So just get ready for that.
He's coming fast, dude.
Listen, I'm not waiting very long. Like maybe 0.1 milliseconds. That's how long I'm waiting.
Boom.
Just to see the look of pure terror in your eyes. That's the only amount of time I'm waiting, personally.
Dude, I hope your mom comes back into your life and pushes you into a tub of piranhas
That
with
would
John.
be so awesome. That would just
You can't trust in her again.
my heart with so much joy. Oh my God.
If you ever wonder what these guys do off stream, it's this.
It's a whole lot of this. Awesome.
We love this.
Yeah.
An emergency protective order was pushed through thanks to my lawyer. For Mike and Blair, Blair was stupid enough to blow up my phone after the police took Booger to berate me. I don't know what he said. I just forwarded everything to my lawyer, but either apparently was enough. My father lost it, I'm told, but I wouldn't know. He doesn't know where I am and has no way to reach out to me. Mike is trying to Uno reverse my domestic abuse complaints and say I'm the one abusing him and that's why he fled to his place. He maintains that I asked him to take Booger and Blair is backing him. My lawyer says not to worry because no one is taking the claim seriously since we have so much overwhelming documentation of both of them harassing me.
Perfect. Record. Document.
Oh, man.
Gotta have that.
I have been at Aria's and we are taking the trip tomorrow. Booger is a road dog and loves car rides, so I know she will be very excited. The city we are going to is incredibly dog friendly, so she will be with us every step of the way. I'm not letting her out of my sight. Aria helped me go through every bit of info and make sure Mike is removed off everything now. W. All Booger's appointments and all my medical paperwork, all packages, sign-offs, you name it, all mail and packages are being rerouted to Aria's, and Mike doesn't know where that is. She has another home she rents out as an Airbnb, so once the current tenants are out, she's setting me up to stay there until I find a new job out of town somewhere and move.
W freaking friend, Aria, are you kidding me?
Angel!
Dude, successful and amazing. Just has a spare house that you
That
can
is
stay
so
at.
awesome.
That's crazy.
I want an Airbnb now so I can set my friends up in weird places. That would be so awesome. And I refuse to tell anyone where it is. It's like my secret lair.
I love that.
I won't tell anyone. Or if I do, it's like very out of the way.
The Airbnb is run by Wiley Rilson. Suspicious?
Suspicious? No. I think she knows I'm stressed and the only cure is cuddles. She's not entirely wrong. My mind is racing what would have happened if I didn't already have a lawyer pushing the return of my dog along, or if Aria, who was speaking up for me when I was useless effing blop on the floor crying and accomplishing absolutely nothing. Dude, your support team is amazing. I feel like a failure because it was a time for me to get things done, and all I did was cry like a child. Don't put that on yourself. Booger deserves better than me. Stop with the self-deprecating humor.
You are literally such a sweet, loving dog mama, and I'm so glad that you have Booger. And that Booger has you.
What if we had decided in those hours just to get rid of her or do worse to her? What was his whole plan? And why the F would Blair help him? I know he hates me, but JC. All I know for now, if I am no contact with all three of those bastards, and by the time my protective order is up for review next month, new job or no, I will have yanked every root I have placed down here and will get the F out of here. We have some relevant comments, but one relevant comment, Perky Cherry, you are not the a-hole. Your ex actions were manipulative and abusive. You did the right thing to protect yourself and the dog. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This just shows you that real friends, like whenever you have like solid people in your life, you know, you got real ones. Keep the real ones close.
She was sad when the cops were like, oh, do you have like a family member we can call? She did.
She did.
She did.
She did.
She just was, you know, I got that it made her more upset, which is understandable because like, oh yeah, my dad and brother literally aided and abetted in the kidnapping of my dog. Wow. But we made it.
We made it, everyone.
We made it. And, you know, at least Booger ended up back safe.
Yeah.
And that's
Yep.
that.
My boyfriend deleted my novel because he said I wasn't paying enough attention to him.
Oh my gosh.
I'm deleting our relationship. I have been working on a novel for about a year. I write every day, even just a sentence. 6 months ago, my college switched to smart boards and put all their whiteboards in the garbage. I grabbed 2 because I have a huge wall space open in my living room. By the way, this comes from 10-point font on the OK Storytime subreddit. So most of my writing is done on my Google Drive, but I have things like character, personalities, names, places, a general timeline, etc. You know, stuff I want to remember. I used to take photos of it so I had my ideas with me. I used to write on my lunch break. I stopped doing that because I burned myself out and my writing quality takes a huge dive. Plus, my boyfriend helps me write and it helps us connect in such a deep way. So I haven't taken a photo in about 3 months. The whiteboards are nice because I can read my notes across the room while I'm sitting in my favorite chair. I got home last night and all of my stuff was erased. It was all just train of thought, like I'd come home and jot something down. Handwriting is way more cathartic for me. I had sketches of things in the novel. I'd basically have to go through and remember every single thing. I have a lot of it stored in my head or on my Google Drive, but there are some things I'll never get back. But it's the fact he erased it. We don't live together.
What?
So he broke in and erased it?
Yeah, I guess so. What?
He told me I've been focusing too much on it and have no time for him. We hang out at my house 5 to 6 nights a week. What? You hang about 5 to 6 times a week, and he's complaining about not having enough time.
I feel like I'm going insane.
I write while he plays video games. It's a good dynamic, and I thought we enjoyed it. Apparently not. We were always laughing, and he helps me with my wording, and I Google stuff to help him in his game. This is the first time he's mentioned it bothering him. If he had brought it up, we could have talked about it, but he went nuclear, and I have no idea why. I don't know what to do. I'm so frustrated. We have had one serious argument over his driving. He got better. My family took him on vacation a few weeks ago. We watch his nephew all the time. His family paid for my entire spring semester. We are so much a part of each other's lives, and I feel so hurt and heartbroken. He's my muse. And just the other day, we went to the jewelry store to look at rings. Whoa. My feelings rotate between rage, sadness, confusion, sorrow, anger, everything.
Wow.
How do I even approach this? Last night, I was so upset I asked him to leave. He hasn't texted. He hasn't called. He hasn't stopped by. I keep typing in questions to ask, but I keep erasing them. Why did you do it? Are you unhappy with our relationship? What did I do?
Nothing.
I'm even more heartbroken due to the fact he hasn't called or texted all day. I'm afraid to call him. I don't want to hear him say he thinks we should break up, or he doesn't want to be with me when I'm writing, or just ignore my call. And there is an update 3 months later.
Oh my
What
gosh.
do you think?
I think that there's a fire in my brain right now because
A fire in my heart.
so insane.
Yeah.
And like he plays video games while she writes. That sounds like a great dynamic.
Sounds like honestly, if this is my ideal dynamic.
If he's doing his thing
Yeah.
too, he's not like trying to talk to her or something like that.
And
Like
also-
it's
yeah.
I could see it being some sort of dramatic thing where she's like, writing or whatever, and then
Yeah.
he's like trying to talk about her
like,
day,
"Please,
and then she
I'm
didn't
totally
realize that he didn't erase it because he did it while he was talking or something like that, and she
Yeah.
didn't pay attention to him.
Yeah.
But that's definitely not what's happening here.
It seems
Not at all.
like I don't know, he's just throwing a fit, not
Yeah.
communicating.
Yeah.
And also, she said that they kind of share the writing process together because, she said, like, she talks to him about it.
Yeah.
She, like, brings up, she's like, oh, like, let's research something, get little details.
He knew it was important to her, and
Yeah.
he
And
knew
he-
that
yeah.
would hurt,
Mhm.
and that's why he did it.
And even confessed that was the reason.
Crazy.
No.
Get out of there.
Mm-mm. He should be hoping that you don't break up with him.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you hold the power here. 3
Oh,
months
no.
later. It's been about 3 months since I made my post. This somehow seems like it got really long. The night I made my post, I went to a friend's house and she ordered a pizza. We got ice cream and a bottle of wine. She's a straight shooter, takes a neutral approach, and she gave solid relationship advice, so I felt comfortable talking to her about everything. She couldn't figure out why he'd done it. We went over how he and I hung out, how much he seemed to care about me, how we looked into each other's eyes. But it also revealed a lot of hesitation on my part. I'm a positive person and tend to forgive faults or overlook them. I suspect it's some sort of coping method from my childhood. We had some unresolved issues I think he was holding in, but when I'd bring them up, he just kind of got salty and he would go, "It's fine, I don't care anymore."
Ugh.
But he'd bring them up in arguments. I didn't realize how toxic it was. Oh, that same night, I told him I was coming over the next day to talk about things. I told him I'd be over around 11, and the only thing he texted me was, "Okay," which I didn't respond to. I went over to his house at 11 and he was still asleep. He got upset when I woke him up. It took the wind out of my sails. On a good day, I cry if something upsets me, but I was so angry and heartbroken, I couldn't even think. I left without saying a word to him. He didn't follow me. On my way out, I went to the kitchen and took my house key from his key ring. I drove home in a daze, collected all of his things, put them in a box on my porch, and texted him to come get them. He said, "What the hell? That's fine. I'll come by later and pick them up." I went out with a few girlfriends. We got day wasted and had some amazing food. It made me feel better, but when I got home and his things were gone, I was heartbroken.
Wow.
Just the fact that he never texted her, never said, didn't even try to talk to her about it.
Yeah.
Just was like, "That's it. We're over."
So crazy.
I never texted him. He never texted me. I got absolutely no closure. And even though people say closure is BS, I've had the hardest time moving on. It's been 3 months and I still cry in the shower sometimes. Even though I broke up with him, I still feel so confused and heartbroken. I never figured out why he did what he did. I likely never will. And I miss his help and companionship. I'd love to come here and say I finished my book, but I haven't written much since. I can't get into my characters' heads anymore. There's a feeling of loneliness and grief, and that sort of helped me create a better outline. But I can't write about my characters. The other day, I went to the bookstore to study. I ended up looking at books related to time travel and found one that has thousands of positive reviews. My novel is science fiction fiction, and I've been trying to think of how to incorporate time travel. So it's kind of lined up perfectly. It turns out a lot of my ideas mirror theoretical physics. It's eerie. I've never taken physics or read about it. Suddenly string theory makes sense.
Whoa.
Cosmology makes sense.
Whoa.
Hope he's like, it's all coming together. I'm blown away, and it makes me feel so weird that so much of my plot has been studied so in depth. The book has lit a fire under me. Reading more about everything makes me so excited, and it's helped me really flesh out my plot. I can't put it down and read 20 or so pages a night. I haven't actually made time to sit and read a book for years. I always have a notebook with me now, so I write my ideas down. I haven't written about my characters yet, but my passion is back. My plot is making more sense. And by the way, it would make sense for you guys to join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok. Just tap her profile.
Just tap it.
That's it.
I'm so excited for her.
Yeah.
Writing this
I mean,
book now.
Sucks that you had a breakup, but
Yeah.
you got a book.
The best way to get out of a breakup or to move on, though, I feel, is just to do exactly that.
Just do stuff.
Get busy with your hobbies, your job, whatever,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
it sounds like she's doing that. And I'm very excited.
Now, I don't care much about how we broke up. I'm not confused. I sometimes get sad at night or during the day, or if I go out and make prolonged eye contact with a guy. I haven't thought about dating, and I'm still too hurt to pursue it. But every day I move on a little bit more.
Yay.
That's how it goes. I wanted to thank everyone who gave me advice. I forgot about my post until just now, and when I went back through to read it, it made me realize how seriously messed up it was, and it gave me closure. Thank you. And that is the end of that story.
Wow.
OP, you're gonna get through it. It's gonna take
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
but let your heart heal.
You got it.
But that's the end of that story. So let's get into the next one.
I ran away from my boyfriend and his mouse-infested apartment. I shouldn't have left him behind. The rats got
The
to him.
rats. Should have left the rats behind.
It's like that Merle in
Yeah.
The Walking Dead.
Oh, he got left on the roof.
Well, we don't really care because
Oh.
he's racist, but
But we do care a little bit because they went back for him.
Let's see our faithful hero here if he gets left behind. Sorry, everyone. Trigger warning: musophobia, mice. I probably butchered
shoot.
that. I'm a red flag. I know. I can't read.
that was an accident.
So I, 26 female, have been living with my boyfriend, Steve, 30 male, for 10 months, and we've been together for 2 years. We were originally long distance. I was living in the Midwest. He was living in the Northeast. Our first year was full of adventures, traveling to different cities. By the way, this comes from Connection First on the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So around Christmas time, he asked me to move in with him. I said yes, as long as marriage in the picture after 2 years of dating. We talk marriage, kids, a lot. His timeline is getting a house first, then proposing, then marriage, then kids. He's got it all planned out. This is so we can come home to a quiet house. Before all that, though, we would live in the apartment above his parents in his childhood home. It's a 120-year-old duplex built strong.
That is old.
It's lasted the test of time.
I mean, our place is built in the 1920s.
20s.
So like our place was
100.
our place is like 100 years old.
That's true.
Dang.
And she's,
Yeah.
I can tell.
She's
doing
solid.
pretty good.
She's solid.
But it could definitely use some remodeling. You don't say. So Steve and I remodeled about half the rooms in the apartment so far, sealed up the cracks.
John, you can't see that.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Sealed up the cracks, painting walls, improving ventilation, etc. It feels way more like our home now, with beautiful bright colors and furniture that is completely ours. My life up to this point was very happy and fulfilled. And that's it.
Yep.
Wrong.
We love when these stories just, they do a little happiness fake out.
Remember the title. Remember the title. Once I asked Steve if he ever had a mouse, and he hadn't seen one in 10 years. This house was so old, it had to be teeming with holes. Holes. Full of them. Everywhere you look. Hole.
But I bet no glory in any of them.
Zero glory.
Zero glory.
Unglorious holes.
Unglorious holes.
But nope. Mice just don't come here, probably because of our cat, Willie, 7 male.
Thank God the cat is there, keeping the mice at bay.
And thank God we have an age and gender just to know what we're dealing with here with Willie the cat. The reason I asked this is because I have musophobia. I'm sticking with that pronunciation. In other words, a strong fear of mice. I don't know what it is about them. I just hate them. They jump out at you. They scurry. They carry disease. They go nom 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 on those wires, and they ruin your house. Or more like,
It's more of a rat sound.
In September, right after Labor Day, his mom saw a mouse in her living room. She asked Steve to bring Willie the cat so he could hunt him down. Willie was like, "Ooh, Grandma's house," as he sniffed around and explored the place. The mouse, it got away. But then, a couple of days later, Steve saw the mouse in our pantry wood sill, and it scurried into a crack under the sink.
I love how crack is is blurred out.
Listen, we don't know what kind of
Censored.
crack we're dealing with,
It's
all
true.
right? This one's a crack in the wall. So it was the first time I felt unsafe, and I was cautious but not too worried. I asked if we could get an exterminator. Both he and his mom both felt that it wasn't the best idea. The exterminator would just set up traps. We could do that for way cheaper, and it would probably leave on its own anyways. Or would it go back to its other mouse friends and say, "Hey guys, I got some great food, a great setup here. Let's move on in."
Yeah.
With his little
Yeah.
mouse rat friends.
Maybe cook something.
Maybe cook something.
Maybe pull some hair.
Oh, God. Then around September, I picked up my backpack to clean the kitchen, and there it was again. It jumped out of my backpack and scurried under the fridge. I have never screamed so loud in my life, getting into a full-blown panic attack. Steve told me to gather all the glue traps downstairs and put them around the fridge. After a couple of days, we thought we had him. So Steve lifted the fridge. What is he, the freaking Hulk? He was gone. Rats. Somehow he avoided our traps and scurried away. We tried snap traps in every corner. We tried sunflower seeds. Nothing. We called a local exterminator and he said it's probably too late to catch it since it has now built complex tunnels to live in.
Oh my God.
More holes.
Can you like flood the tunnels or something?
Flood the tunnels.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
Good
a
idea.
whole movie about this probably.
Flush
Yeah.
These holes
these holes.
can't be flushed.
Mm.
These are unflushable holes.
Gosh dang, these rats are getting craftier and craftier.
So there was nothing we could do. Finally, because we thought it was a vole at first, we tried vole poison. Those are like long rats.
What?
A vole?
They're kind of like little.
I've never heard of a vole.
I'll show you. They're
Show me a vole.
It's like a long rat with the pink, like a possum.
No, they're kind of like little. I don't know how to explain it. I'll show you a picture. They look like mice though.
Show me.
How do I get this? Oh, I'll just
Nurse Aaron says you need a couple of cats.
hold on.
Oh, those are cute.
Yeah.
Those are cute. Oh,
We could get a bunch of pet mice and they would build holes
true.
here.
Wow.
This is 100 years old. They could definitely figure
Get
it out.
100 mice.
There we go. But
Sophia can't do cats because she is allergic.
Allergic.
this is true. So we tried the vole poison and it worked. We didn't see him for a good 2 weeks. I was finally happy again. The cautiousness, the fear, the anger, the spiraling, it was all over. And Steve was still cautious because he thought it was back, but he didn't tell me because he loved seeing me happy. I love how much he cares about me, but I wish he told me about his fears. Both he and Willie the cat could hear scurrying in the walls. Then, on Halloween night, I happily walked to the refrigerator at dusk after work. The mouse jumped out, hopped over the crack and under the dishwasher. I was freaked out immediately. I called Steve. He told me to hang up with his mom downstairs until we could find out a plan. It's been 2 months now with this mouse, and Steve was like, "F this, I'm calling a different exterminator." Since we were renters, we had to get approval from his parents. Finally, his mom agreed to have an inspection. So the exterminator came out on Tuesday, and we told him the details on what we found, and he narrowed it down to us having a deer mouse problem. There was likely more. All we could do is to keep our glue traps, sprinkle some seeds, and wait. He would come out a week later with traps, but for now, don't seal up any cracks. They were likely to tunnel through and damage the house further. Steve had sealed up the cracks in the kitchen the night before, and he left a huge gap under the dishwasher, untouched, just surrounded by glue traps. The mouse at this point was coming out every night. Like
That
he owned
mouse.
the place.
I know. What? He's not even invited.
The
We had a
entitlement.
mouse once in Paris.
We did. We did.
That's true.
We did have a mouse in Paris.
That's so true. I couldn't go into the kitchen without doing a thorough inspection, and I saw him dart away. That's my mouse impression. A few times. Well, since this inspection, there have been more of them, and they're staying exclusively in our apartment. They have locked down the lease, ladies and gentlemen. And they've been loudly squeaking walls, digging tunnels through the wood and insulation, and leaving droppings behind the fridge and it's been getting darker earlier and earlier. My window to get things done in the house is now between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., and that's on top of working remotely. Our only bathroom is in the kitchen, crossing over the fridge and oven, so there's a challenge to get to it without worrying about another jump scare. Finally, after all of that, including stress from work and the election, I broke.
Oh no.
The rats won. Last night, I told my boyfriend that I hated my life and I wanted to leave.
Imagine rats being the reason that you end a relationship.
Too many rats.
Too many rats. You know, I loved him so much, but
The rats.
the rats.
What are you gonna do? Too
Like
many
Sophia,
holes.
here we go. I actually have a case for you, Sophia. All right. So perfect guy, right?
Perfect 10.
You're staying at his place. Ants everywhere.
Everything else is spotless. Like literally, like everything else.
Yeah.
I would never go to his house.
But he's like, I can't go anywhere else. I love my ants. I need to take care of them.
Wait, are they his ants?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
They're in his house.
Yeah.
Well, no. Okay,
Who
there's-
else's are they?
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
Are they trained?
And they're not trained. They're wild ants.
Yeah.
But they love him, and then he loves them.
Well, that's kind of I don't know. He's kind of weird then. Why does he
Yeah.
have so many ants?
Well, because he's an Ant-Man.
Is he Ant-Man?
He's not Ant-Man.
He's
but he's an
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
And Ant-Man.
I used to have those ant mazes. It was pretty fun. I almost became an Ant-Man.
Is that what traumatized Sophia?
Probably.
Did she just spend countless
No.
hours looking at the ants marching?
My trauma with ants was when I was 4 years old and I was in preschool and I was sitting in the little sand pit and I was like itchy and I was like, what's going on? And I looked down and I'm covered in ants. That's where my trauma started.
That's where it begins.
I'm
Good
sorry.
work. Yeah. Now
That's-
she's been killing ants.
Ever since.
Hundreds by the day.
She became a mass murderer of ants.
That's really inhumane, Sophia. You got to
Good.
get a live trap for the ants.
Yeah. Do
I
better
just
next
squish
time.
them with my thumb.
Yeah.
Do better. Well, he was the one encouraging me to face my fears, but I can only do so much as the problem just gets worse and worse. On top of that, we don't have air conditioning in the house, so it was 77 degrees without the heat on. He encouraged me to go seek a counselor to deal with the phobias and to get a hotel room with air conditioning. I sadly left, wanting to bring him with me, but he couldn't leave. All I have to say is he was right. My mind is a lot more clear. The AC and the extra sleep at night really helped. Now I'm sitting in a hotel room writing this. Steve sent a pic last night of more insulation in the pantry that was chewed through specifically around the windowsill. I love how Opie's just getting out. Meanwhile, like I'm just imagining the mice are just like forming into like one giant like mouse
Rat
man, a rat king.
Oh, God.
You know, a human-sized like, rat man
Ugh.
scurrying all around. The exterminator still doesn't come until Tuesday, and there's another heat wave tonight. Does that multiply them? I don't know. I'm considering going to my parents' house until this is resolved, but they live 9 hours away. I know they'd be happy to have me, but Steve would be so sad being alone. Still, he said
He's not alone, though.
He lives
He
over his
has
parents.
the rats.
Forgot.
He has hundreds
forgot?
of new friends.
And all the
How
holes.
did you forget? Yeah,
How
and
did
all
you
the
forget?
holes.
Cracks.
Come on. You
All of
have
them.
rats for company and holes for pleasure.
I
What
don't
else
know
do you need?
what more you could ask for.
What more could you ask for?
Oh, golly. Still, he said he wants me to do what's best for my mental health. He doesn't think running away is the answer. I'm like a coward. But if it had helped me have not so much anxiety in my life, then he supports it. I don't want to leave him to fight it on his own. I know he's scared too. I don't know what to do right now.
Leave him. You might love him a lot, but do you love him and the rat? It's kind of like the whole idea of like, when you marry someone, you kind of marry their family. When you love this man, you got to love his rats.
You marry the rats.
You marry the rats.
You might as well put them in little tuxedos.
Yep.
Because
They're your
we're walking
groomsmen.
down the altar.
All together.
I know he's scared too. I don't know what to do right now. I love him with all my heart, and the last thing I want to do is hurt him by temporarily staying with my folks. Our relationship is wonderful, and the mouse problem is the hardest thing we've had to go through together. So Reddit, would I be the a-hole if I left my boyfriend's house to stay with my parents for a couple of weeks? Should I stick with him and fight this thing together, or should I go stay with my folks for my own sanity? We have an edit and more to the story, but we have to answer the question.
Is thinking about the feelings of the rats. It's always like boyfriend, girlfriend, parents. But what about the rats?
What about their trauma?
Yeah. What about?
Can we talk about it?
We're talking about hundreds of living beings being thrown out of their hidey holes
What about
on the streets. Do you know what happens to a street rat?
Tell
Riff
me.
raff. Street rat. Riff raff. I don't want that. How does the rest go, Fia?
Street rat.
Riff raff.
No.
Come
They
a
both
little
collectively.
I've seen
closer.
it more recently.
No, 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 no.
Did we ever ask ourselves this question?
Sorry.
There we go. There we go. She's getting it.
That's all I got.
Are we the infestation?
What?
Whoa.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
These rats are self-starters. They're digging these holes with their freaking teeth, okay?
Squatters' rights also.
Squatters' rights. Like, are we not the infestation? Imagine there's a being that is 30 times your size.
Yep.
Stomping around. Are you telling me you don't have insane PTSD?
Oh, yeah. A ton of
anxiety?
PTSD. These rats all need therapists.
Where's the rat therapist?
Where's the rat therapist? You know?
But actually,
Maybe they just need a love of like a craft, you know?
Yeah, maybe they should get into like cooking or something.
Yeah. You know, pull some strings or
Yeah.
maybe some hair.
Yeah.
See what they can get up to.
but on a much less serious note, I'm almost like, why doesn't the boyfriend just go with her for now? Like, what?
I don't buy that. Thanks, Kim Quant. Yeah. That's what the next line is.
That's the answer. Well, let's get into this edit. Because I have a love edits, thank you so much for all the advice on how to catch these little guys. Actually, I was more looking for advice if I should leave the house or fight it, but it seems like you guys are coming up with solutions.
They're telling
the
you to
problem.
fight it.
They're telling you to fight
the rats.
Fight.
It's us versus them.
My favorite solutions have been get a mouser, use steel wool, cornstarch to track the footprints, or use glue or poison. This last one has been the advice of a lot of commenters since it's cruel.
Wait, it's been the advice because
it's cruel. I
They're
think
like,
that's
if
what
you
you're saying.
really want to get back at those mice.
I mean, hey, at least it's not crushing them with your thumb.
Is that something you do?
With
Some
ants.
people in this very room have been killing living creatures with their thumb.
What?
By the hundreds,
that's
yeah.
true. That is true. Sophia's aunt murder.
I killed an ant
I
with
killed
this
a man
thumb.
with this thumb.
Got him. They're right, and it hasn't worked anyways. I was going to talk to Steve tonight and come home.
So wait. All right, really quick. So people are like, no, you can't kill these mice because it's unethical. Like, what are you?
No, they're like, you need to use more unethical
Oh.
means to destroy them.
No,
Yeah.
I think that was a typo. I think they were saying don't use these unethical means.
I think they're saying. I know. I agree with John. I think they're saying use more unethical means because you did inspire fear.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think crucify them. Put them on little mouse crosses. So whenever a mouse comes through the hole, like they see
No, it's-
what will happen.
It's one
They get
thing
caught.
to break their get them to surrender,
But
but if
another
you
thing
break
to break
their
their
spirit,
Mhm.
they'll never rise up.
They'll never rise up. You got to break the spirit. You got to keep them in a cycle of cowering and fear.
Cut the snake off at the head.
Cut the snake off
the rat
at the
king outta
head,
here.
and then its tail will just be dragging along.
Well,
This is I don't know how we got here, but you know what? I'm glad we're here.
it's beautiful. One commenter recommended sleeping in the living room where the mice don't go. A couple of people recommended getting a mouser, which is a hilarious name. Whether it's a Yorkie or a cat. Oh, I guess that's like,
Yeah. A cat.
okay.
A cat.
I thought it was like a person
A
that gets
mouse,
rid of mice.
a little guy who catches those mice.
A little mouse, a little man that catches the mice.
By the way, if you want to watch an insane video, search terrier rat farming.
What the heck? All right, we're searching that right after this.
Yeah. Great solutions. So right now, I'm leaning towards staying in the house and helping Steve fight this thing. You guys are giving me so much more confidence. And because I love updates, I'll post one soon. So I'll let y'all know what we're going to do. And we have that update.
Let's go.
I'm not sure how to share my original post, so just click my profile and it'll be there. Hello, everyone. Thank you for reading my post, and thanks for all the advice given. Ironically, I was more asking for relationship advice, but you guys actually gave me some great advice on how to get rid of the problem, breaking their spirit. The verdict. Yes.
Kill them. Kill them all.
Kill them all. The verdict was not the a-hole.
Not just the men, the women and children too.
Oh, God. Now, when it comes to relationships, I always say it's got to be us versus the problem. And that's exactly what happened. If anything, our relationship has become stronger after we tackled the issue. Trigger warning, death and mice. On Thursday, I came home and I talked to Steve, again, 30 male. I realized that I couldn't go home to my folks. After all, I moved out because of how controlling they were. I know they love me, but they're a lot to live with. We have different lifestyles, and going back home over a mouse wouldn't be the best idea because I'd be dealing with a whole new set of issues that I couldn't get away from, and that is not something you can set a trap for, ladies and gentlemen. Got him. Especially after the election. And I talked to Steve more about how he's feeling, because it's not just about me. He felt creeped out and anxious, but mostly angry. This tiny mouse has been running around, changing our routine, making everyone nervous, running their lives in little scampers.
Scurrying like rats.
Because he is a rat. And on top of that, she had a family in the walls. She
had
Wow.
a family.
She's a mama. So my mental health was down. His mom's mental health was down, and his dad refuses to do anything about it, and he had to bear the weight of it all. I hugged him and promised him we would face it together. I did take the advice of some Redditors on here and tried to come up with some solutions. Adopting a mouser was shot down because we wouldn't be be adopting a cat or dog for the right reasons. One commenter recommended a Yorkie. Well, I can get the Yorkie someday, but that day is not today. We cannot have any more pets as renters. This is his parents. Just be like, I'm getting a dog.
I think you can put your
I'm
foot
sorry. Have your boyfriend be like, Mom, I want to get rid of the rats. Let me get a dog. I'm sorry.
down. I think keep the rats.
Sue your mom.
Mhm.
Sue your mom for this.
Yeah.
They can't, as renters, they can't have any more pets because all of the mice count
Oh yeah, they
as a
take their pet quota.
Yeah, they've reached their 100 limit. As far as glue traps, we removed them because of how cruel they were. Okay, so that was what they were saying earlier. And as I said, they didn't even work anyways. Steve loved the suggestion of using cornstarch to follow their tracks of where she was going.
But then what do you do when you hunt? Then you're hunting the mice and you find them.
Well, then we caught her. So we're
Oh.
about to find out. There is only one mouse running around, the mama. She was confirmed to be a deer mouse. She was preparing food piles under our fridge and around the house. Well, she got caught in one of our snap traps, but she's still alive. Steve and I felt awful, and I knew the right thing to do was to take her out.
Oh my god.
Kapow. I won't go into details, but I was the one to do it. This was really hard on me and Steve, and we have to live with that memory. I never want to use a snap trap again. And at that moment, my phobia was gone.
Oh, moosophobia.
It's over.
Like a fart in the wind.
I have no idea what the psychology was behind it, but I'm no longer afraid of mice. Big mama got over her
So maybe
fear.
you just have to kill whatever you're afraid of.
That's it. That's a new life philosophy. Maybe it's conquering my fear. We used an exterminator to remove the rest of them, and we sealed up the cracks and holes inside and outside of the house. Day by day, I felt more at ease.
Wait, why couldn't they have used an exterminator from the start?
Because their stupid renter parents wouldn't let them.
Oh, but then they would now?
Tell your stupid mom to let you do it. Yeah. Great point, Sophia. What changed? Stupid
Nurse Erin
parents.
says exposure therapy.
Ah, true. Day by day, I felt more at ease. I can cook and clean at night again. I don't have to do an inspection of the kitchen before doing anything in it. I also got a therapist who helps me control my anxiety so I can be more at ease when we face the next challenge together. She was quite happy to learn that I got over my phobia and we'll be working on not running away from problems. As far as other good news, we found a great realtor. Steve and I began the home buying process and we're looking at some nice houses in our area, hopefully without any rats.
Win.
This experience really made us stronger as a couple, facing issues in our home together. It also made me realize that he's going to be a great homeowner. I thought I was going to say great dad.
Daddy.
He's been saving for 15 years to buy a house. Dang, since he was 15 years old. And now he can afford it.
Wait, are they 30?
He's 30.
Oh.
I mean,
Bro's
he's been
preparing.
saving. Yeah.
My God. His mom is thrilled for us and wants to help us find a good home. His dad, he's not pleased. I hate these parents. We haven't told him yet because the last time Steve mentioned moving out, his dad blew up and accused him of abandoning the family physically and financially. Good. We already have a plan for how we will tell him. And I have a plan to let you know that you can join us live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap the profile. We're probably live right now.
Please
you can join
do
us on
it.
Facebook,
Please.
TikTok.
Please.
What are you waiting for? Before we get into this final part of the story, are we happy with how this
I'm
it feels
pretty
good.
happy. I'm happy.
I initially was like, hey, I don't know that OP. I was just going to be like, move out. I don't know. Like think about it realistically. If you are in a rat infested place and it just stays that way for a long time, you're probably like, all right, I'm just move out. If it gets to that level.
I mean, yeah, that it's kind of unsightly and very. I mean, like rats aren't the most
It's a mouse.
cleanly of animals.
Yeah, and I like low key, I'm like, is it a little bit red flaggy where it's like the boyfriend was just like, hey, let's just find another place to live, versus like, all right, let's face our fears together. I'm glad it worked out, but like,
Yeah, I would try
Seems-
to find a new place.
yeah,
honestly.
seems
But hey, to each their own.
glad to work. So bottom line, life is really, really good again. We're both happy and we love our life together. There's no more stress, no more fear. We're about to go back to my hometown for Thanksgiving, which I'm so excited to see my siblings and niece again. If there's a lesson to be learned, living together can bring a whole set of challenges to a couple. If you run, your partner will know that they'll have to face challenges on their own. If you stay, it'll make your relationship so much stronger. I'm glad I stayed.
And that's where that story in this.
My boyfriend stole my necklace and gifted it to his sister. Serious advice needed because I am lost. I, female, have been with my boyfriend Adam for almost a year now. I met Adam through my master's degree in the UK. When I was a sophomore in college, I had a long-term boyfriend who I'll call Kyle, who took his own life. We were together for 3 years, and I would never wish the pain of losing someone like that on my worst enemy. By the way, this comes from user Danielle K7238, and you can submit your stories on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. When we started college, Kyle gifted me a locket with the word most engraved on the back of it. It was our thing. It meant he loved me most. Sappy, but it was ours. Since his passing, this has been my most valuable possession, and I do not go anywhere without it. This is my last piece of Kyle. After finishing my degree and struggling the entire time, I decided that I needed to get out of the town where everything happened and decided to study my master's degree in the UK, which is where I met Adam. He is the first person I've allowed myself to love since losing Kyle, and I really have loved our relationship up until this. If it's true, I will never be able to forgive him. Adam has always been insecure of Kyle, asking hypothetical questions like if Kyle was still alive, would I be with him? And what I prefer about him over Kyle, etc., etc. I usually just dodge the questions and never give him an answer, as I don't condone these types of questions and don't want to feed into it. We have also had to have several conversations regarding Adam talking badly about Kyle. He also dislikes if I post about Kyle on his birthday or death anniversary or have hard days. He sees this as that I don't love him and I'm still hung up on Kyle. So no matter how many years that pass and how much I love Adam, Kyle was my first and his life was cut short. He was also my best friend. I will mourn him and his life forever, even if I have moved on romantically. He knows how much this necklace from Kyle means to me and how devastated I've been the last 2 weeks, frantically searching our apartment for it. I took a shower one day and set the necklace in the same place I always do, and when I came out of the shower, it was gone. And Adam swears he has no idea where it is, and it must have fallen somewhere and got lost. I have been beside myself, and I've spent nights in tears over losing this. Adam has a sister who we will call Jane. Jane recently celebrated her 21st birthday. I'm in her Snapchat private story where she posted the beautiful locket that her big brother got her for her special day, and it was the same locket. Yeah. What? I know it was the same because it had the same engraving on the back.
No way.
I don't know how Adam explained that one, but he must have somehow. Me and Jane are not particularly close, and this isn't something I feel I can just confront her about casually. Oh, but you can.
Yeah, you can.
You can, though. You can. I also feel silly bringing it up to Adam in case it isn't the same locket, and I am just going insane or looking for excuses because I was careless and lost it. I don't see where else Adam would have got this locket, as it was made for me by a small business back in the state. She was local to Kyle and I, and her work has always been my favorite. Advice on how to ask Adam about this? I know if I do, he'll deny it either way, and this locket means the world to me. I need it back. Update. A day or two after the initial post, I confronted Adam about the locket. He claimed he did not know what I was talking about, and he couldn't believe I could be as cold as to accuse him of this. What a psycho. When asked for receipts or any proof that the locket was not the same as mine, he couldn't produce any and got angry and stormed out of our apartment. He came back that night and tried to gaslight me into believing I was the one who created a problem out of nothing, and even that the necklace he got his sister had no engraving whatsoever. Unlucky for him, I had contacted his mom while he was away.
I just remembered a very sad, tragic tale.
Oh, what is it?
I remember when a young Samuel Donner, he wanted to join the cool kids, but instead of labeling you as one of the cool kids,
They called me Salad Boy because I ate nothing but salads and could not trade my lunch for a lunch bowl or really anything.
You know what community will always welcome you with open arms, Sam?
And make you feel like a cool kid?
The great people who have OK Storytime memberships.
Ooh, I heard that 60 plus hours of members only content Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
You heard right, Sam, and it's only $5 a month.
So go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join. Now back to the story.
Chomp, chomp.
Stated that I had misplaced my locket and was wondering if it had accidentally been taken home by Adam when he was visiting. She got back to me pretty quickly, saying that she had found my necklace on her daughter Jane's present pile stacked away in a corner. She said that she would return the necklace to me as soon as possible, and that herself or Jane must have mistaken it for one of her presents and put it back in the pile. So she promised me that she would keep a hold of it in her room until she got the chance to return it. Immediately after I had confirmation that Adam's mom had the locket, I booked the cheapest flight home I could find and asked his mom for a lift to the airport. That way she could return the necklace. She agreed, and after that, I sat, planning exactly how I would tell Adam that we were breaking up. I think you should tell him when you're already on the plane.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't need him to admit to stealing the necklace. The fact that I had enough doubt in my mind that I knew he had taken it was enough for me to know that this relationship was going nowhere. Way to go, OP. Oh, God, I love that crystallization in your brain. I just wanted my necklace back. I stayed with Adam until my flight, which was about a week ago. I let him and his mom drive me to the airport, and I left a note breaking up with him, telling him that my friends would be by to pick up my stuff and move it between their flats. I took a leave of absence from university until I work out where I'm going to stay when I get back to the UK and have contacted my landlord about taking my name off the lease. When Adam's mom gave me back my necklace, his face was priceless. He looked like a deer in the headlights. He was so angry, but he couldn't show it in front of his mom. Is that, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that does make him look like a deer in the headlights. Like, try to be angry, but you can't show it.
Yeah. Like,
Just.
yeah. Yeah. I would also leave a note for the mom so he can't twist the words.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even involved Adam at all. I would have had Adam not there, just the mom.
Yeah.
His sister Jane hasn't once questioned the missing necklace, and it's been around 2 weeks now. I doubt she will ever notice. She is rather spoiled. And by the way, you can be spoiled too if you want full episodes with stories like this. Boy, oh boy, do we have a treat for you, because you can go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts and just search OK Storytime, and there you can listen to like a bajillion of them. And there is a little bit of an update here. I mean, before we finish it.
Executed perfectly, I'd say. I don't think I'd do anything else differently.
No.
Got getting out pretty quick. Got the necklace back.
I think,
Would we confront him? Like, all right, cat's out of the bag. Stop lying. Where do we go from here? Or would we just, like, it's done?
well, I think they did it, and it was like there was nothing came of it. He just was like, I can't, what? I can't believe that you, this is so ridiculous. And he just like got mad and left.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of like, if you need the catharsis, you should just like call him and like tell him how trash he is and that you know. And you know that you don't need the reassurance or the confirmation because you literally have it in your hand.
Yeah.
And it was, yeah, so you're trash.
And
Get
a
whatever you
liar.
need to get off your chest. And then move on with your life.
Get out
Put
of
him in
there.
the rear view because that guy is, and let that be a lesson. If anyone is like insecure about the fact that you've had previous relationships to the point where they're like, did you like that guy?
Yeah.
Why do you like me? Do you still like that guy?
Who's better, me or him?
Why'd you have to bring that up, huh?
I don't know. Some
Now
people
we're
ask
all
that.
insecure, Riley.
No. Well, I'm just saying, don't ask those questions.
Why are you asking the question?
I didn't. I just gave an example of what questions not to ask.
Anyways, let's go ahead and
Let's go.
bust out the rulers
Yes.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No,
God.
let's finish the story.
Mine's half in worm.
I am glad to update that I am safe. I am back home with my necklace from Kyle. I am just home from visiting his grave, telling him this entire story and laughing about it. It reminded me that I should update and probably hold higher standards in men for myself. Dang, that is a tragic yet uplifting end.
My boyfriend wants me to stop participating in my favorite sports. Now I can't see him the same way I did before.
You should stop participating in that relationship.
Boom.
Oh.
My boyfriend and I have been dating a year now. I think we're really dissimilar, but we make it work really well. He's a lot more involved in art, and I'm into athletics. When we first started dating, I made my interest clear to him, and he was enthusiastic. I'm not Olympics good, but I hope to be before it gets too late. He said he wanted to support me, and he was willing to try some new sports and stuff with me.
That's nice.
Of course, right at the start of us dating, I wrecked my leg at our first few dates. And our first few dates were spent doing puzzles and crosswords together,
Okay, cute.
watching movies while I was buzzed on painkillers. He was awesome. It really solidified that he was the person I wanted to spend my life with. He took great care of me, and I loved to spend time with him and learn about what he enjoyed. He set up some paints in my living room so he could paint while we hung out. And I have so many paintings of me, my cat, my house, and plants.
Aw.
They're all so incredible, and I love what he does. By the way, this comes from Cyan Throwaway 7 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So after a lot of physical therapy and recovery, I finally got the chance to start snowboarding again.
Woo!
She's a snowboarder?
Oh, snowboarding is hard.
Oh, I thought it was like I'm a rugby player,
I'm a rugby player.
or I'm just trying to think of something that would make OP uncomfortable.
I guess snowboarding. I mean, it does have a little bit of danger in it.
But it doesn't involve other people, like where he could get jealous.
No. Oh,
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I see.
Like co-ed tennis. You know how tennis can get spicy. Really late into the season, but I was able to. I asked my boyfriend if he wanted to come with me, and he wasn't up for it the past few weeks. I've been having a lot of fun going on my own, but I do wish I had him with me. I asked him one time if he wanted to go with me as a sort of a romantic Valentine's thing. Then we could get dinner and have a night in. He's been trying to teach me to paint, so I figured we could do a bit of that. He said he didn't want to, and then decided to cancel all our plans. OP, you're into snowboarding? Dump him.
Dump him.
You know how many people in the world would love to have a snowboarding girlfriend that's almost at Olympic level?
So many. Come on.
Like, what the heck?
You got options, girl.
What the heck? I felt really kind of hurt. I asked him if he was okay, but he just shut me down. We've been watching the Olympics together, and he's just not at all engaged. He shushes me when I get excited and just leaves if he's not interested in the event.
What the freak? The Olympics is the only time I'm interested in sports.
That's right. I felt a little disrespected. I watch him paint for hours on end. Yeah, watch
She's
him
like,
paint.
I want you freaking paint.
I watch you watch paint dry. I ask for the technique. I try to learn. I go to the museums with him, even when I think they're boring and tedious. He doesn't have to love it, but he could at least show some interest. Today, I just felt a little fed up and asked him why he wouldn't go with me and why he was so upset. I feel like I'm really respectful of his interests, but it doesn't seem like he cares about mine. So I confronted him. He told me he feels like I'm going to get hurt again, and it just comes off as a waste of time to do stuff like that. He said art is more permanent and something like sports doesn't last.
This is so weird.
Well, F me for liking it, right?
Yeah.
He said he'd never go to that sort of stuff with me, but told me he still loves me and just wants me safe. I told him I appreciate the sentiment. I just wish he showed more respect. He said it wasn't fair for him to pretend to like something he doesn't, and then told me I should take up something less dangerous. He said he'd support me more if I did running or tennis or even golf. I told him I've got a limited window and I want to keep pursuing this. If something happens, it happens, but I want to at least make an attempt. This feels like a Disney movie.
Yeah.
He told me it doesn't matter and he can't support me doing this. I am so frustrated. Is this breakup worthy? Or can I reconcile with him? Is he right? We got an update.
He's not right. I don't know if this is necessarily breakup territory quite yet, but I think if you say like, hey, this is my life,
Yeah.
you can't control me, and he still is like, well, I don't want you to do this, blah, 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 then maybe it's breakup territory. But I think you can still have a couple more conversations before.
Update. Basically, my boyfriend wanted me to stop snowboarding despite it being my favorite sport and something I plan to pursue for a while. I was really frustrated by it, especially because he'd pledged an interest in it beforehand, then gone back on it, and I felt it was really disrespectful.
Very.
It seemed a lot of people agreed, and I was grateful for it. It gave me the confidence to tell my boyfriend that either he got with my passions or he didn't get with me.
Woo!
I made it clear he didn't have to snowboard. He didn't have to like it. He just had to respect it.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least-
RESPECT.
That's what you need from me. Honestly, if he had like a little tube and it was like
Tube?
like the little snow tube and he like always like oh down the hill with her. Why can't you like
Why
that?
can't you just be fun?
Oh, he got pissed and told me I was sacrificing my body for something that's not permanent and that just luck and danger. I told him he was being a snob and pointed out that sports is at times very artistic and super permanent. Just look at the Olympics. When I brought that up, he went ballistic and said I didn't know what real art is, and I don't have any
Oh my
taste.
god, he's such a snob. Snob central out here.
And not like crapping on art, but he did do a lot of paintings of cats and
Is
plants.
that true? Is that what they
Yeah,
said?
she has paintings of cats and plants in her around the house.
Is that all he does? What else do you draw?
Yeah, dude, come on.
Do you even know real art?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Art
saying.
is subjective, man.
It better be like a cat made of potatoes.
Yeah. Do something do some real art, like a cat made of potatoes.
Come on. He said he liked me better when we started dating, and now I'm barely a good girlfriend. Yeah, I liked you better when you were hurt and injured.
Yeah, but she couldn't do anything.
I asked that if he meant he liked me on painkillers and in bed, and he said if that made me a better woman, then yes.
Oh my God, leave this man.
By the way, you can
Bye.
be better as a person if you join us live every weekday on 3 p.m. PST on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Just tap our profile.
What the flippity flap?
Whoa, this guy showed, like, after a year, he's showing all of his red flags now. Yikes.
That is crazy.
Big old yikes.
How can you say that to someone?
Yeah, someone who's like, wow, so you liked me when I was on painkillers and in bed? And he was like, well, that made you a better woman. What? You suck, dude.
You just go to a nursing home.
Yeah.
If you want to
Honestly.
find the best woman ever.
They'll paint with you all day. You can play Scrabble with them. That's your perfect woman.
Ooh, it was the moment that it clicked. He didn't really care about who I was as a person.
Nope.
He only cared about me being involved with him. About me being involved with him.
Whoa. Whoa.
It was like he was writing it out on the wall. He doesn't love me.
He's writing it out on the wall. Whoa.
He loved the version of me that was on painkillers and didn't have the strength or energy to do anything but watch what he did and to be his captive audience. He's a complete tool. It's like a flashing neon sign. This guy doesn't love you. And I can't believe I missed it earlier. I was reading the comments on my original post and I was like, but it only clicked when he was actually spewing that garbage in my face. I felt so distinctively hurt. Anyways, I kicked him out to the curb and took myself and a friend snowboarding as a reward for putting up with it. We had a lot of fun and I'm definitely glad he's gone. There's so much more room for the awesome people in my life.
Woo!
Let's freaking go. Let's freaking
LFG's
go.
in the chat.
And that's it, baby.
That's it. That's how the cookie crumbles.
Dang.
Sometimes you realize that the person that you're dating freaking sucks and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, that's and I hate that I had to like come out to this.
Yeah, kind of like that.
And you have so many like random paintings of him in your house and like you have to find more paintings now.
Yeah, now you have to throw a bonfire.
And now you're always going to think of painting in a weird way and art.
Dang.
I think of theater in a weird way sometimes.
You think of what?
Theater in a weird way. Too many theater
See,
girls.
I have a love-hate relationship with rock climbing. I'm like,
That's true.
I'm obsessed with it. But I'm like, wow,
But like, there's so many rock climbing lads out there.
that's true. I haven't seen them yet, though.
Really?
Yeah,
Dang, you're not going enough.
I know. Well, a lot of people come up to talk to me, but they're like older men, so
Do you not like money?
I don't think they have money if they're at the rock climbing gym every day.
Whoa. You broke if you go rock climbing, Sophia,
No,
2024.
I guess you do have to have a certain amount of money to, I don't know, I guess it depends on what kind of job you have.
Yeah, that's where
You're either
should talk
really
to 'em.
rich if you're spending a lot of time rock climbing,
Hey,
or you're spending so much time rock climbing that you're not making any money.
next old guy that comes up to you, he's like, what's your name? You're like, boom, what do you do for a living? How much is in your bank
He goes,
account?
What's your name? And I go, how much money? Nah. I got the money for myself. I don't need no man to give me money.
I don't know.
What?
Dude, she's so stingy. She has a chance to go on a trip, and like I was like, she's like, I'm not gonna go if my plane ticket's not paid for. I'm like, oh, what's like your limit on a plane ticket? She's like $200.
I'm trying to save money.
But like you could like everything else is paid for, and all you have to do is like a plane
That makes you
ticket.
sound so bad.
Yeah, it does. And you're like, you have all the money you need, girl. What do you mean?
Okay, well, if someone wants to pay for my plane ticket, I'm not gonna say no.
True, but I don't know.
Well,
Anyway, we can cut that
That's
out.
the end
after.
of that story.
That's the end of that story.
My boyfriend dumped me over a Facebook profile he mistook as mine.
What an idiot.
A few minutes ago, my boyfriend of 3 years dumped me via text.
What a good start. What a opening. Hook, line, sinker. Wow, that's the end of the story. All right, on
It
to the next
really
one, Sophia.
shocked me, and his reasoning was that he found a Facebook profile that was apparently mine. It's not. And that I was a line B who plays games and that we were done.
You know what he did? He just jumped to conclusions.
He jumped so far. Is he even on Earth anymore?
He jumped to the sun.
He jumped to the sun. We didn't even have to put him in the trebuchet.
He just did the
jumped
jump.
there. This completely came out of left field. Last we spoke, which was not even 2 hours ago, everything seemed fine. Did he just go on Facebook and see a girl who kind of looked like OP? And he was like, well, I wanted to break up with her and I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, do you think, is that an ICU?
That's
Like,
my
right?
ICU. He just wanted to break up with her and he just...
I think so
Because
too.
what?
He jumped to that conclusion like it was nothing.
By the way, this comes from LunaLove89 on the OK Storytime subreddit. So I'm a few hours away at the moment because I was visiting my family from Father's Day. Also, I've been helping my dad because a car accident that has left him disabled. It's been really hard for him, so I decided to spend a weekend with him. So Opie's like literally caring for her injured father. And her boyfriend breaks up with her over text because he mistook her picture on Facebook. My boyfriend had to stay behind because of work. My phone was on vibrate, and I woke up to it vibrating somewhere in my room. He called twice in a row, which is a little unusual, so I tried to call him back. A part of me was worried something bad happened because he never just calls seconds apart. He forwarded my call to voicemail after one ring, and then I got a string of enraged texts. First was a picture of a profile of some woman who shares my name, and the rest were filled with anger. How I played him for a fool, and that he was done playing games. Firstly, the woman in the picture looks nothing like me. She has black hair and blue eyes. I have auburn hair and green eyes. I also have a beauty mark above my lip on the left-hand side, and this woman has nothing.
So the boyfriend just wanted to just break
That's
up.
what it feels
He
like.
did zero investigation. Like that girl kind of
Yeah.
not even looks like my girl. Doesn't look like OP.
Yeah.
I guess it's close enough. It'll do the job.
It's fine. Harriet Spaghetti says boyfriend is probably cheating.
Yeah, he's using some dumb, like this is like the dumbest reason to break up with someone.
That's what I'm thinking. My boyfriend blocked my number, Facebook, and all that lovely stuff, and I'm at a loss. So OP can't even call him up and be like, hey, dude, that's not me. This is all very sudden, and all I feel is anger and pain. I don't want my dad to hear me crying. He has enough on his plate to deal with. And OP's still trying to be there for her dad.
Yeah, OP's going through like the worst.
Like the worst
right now.
week.
Yeah.
A little background, my boyfriend cheated on me a few months into the relationship.
Bingo. Ding, 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 ding. We found it.
And I didn't learn about it until a year later. And they've been together for 3 years now. I ended up forgiving him and things seemed fine. He was remorseful and did his dangdest to regain my trust. I can't help but wonder if he did this because he did something wrong and wants an excuse for it, or he wanted to dump me in order for him to cheat without cheating. That is what I was thinking. Because there's no way that someone's that dumb.
No. Oh,
I mean, there are some people that are that
we've
dumb.
We've read some stories here.
Yeah.
that people are really dumb.
But I think that it feels like he just wanted an excuse to get out of this.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should have dumped him after he cheated on you. Tomorrow is his birthday too. I wonder if he wants to be free for that day. It just makes me cry. I won't be taking him back. No way in hell. He's living in my house. Nothing is in his name. He can F off. Right now, I'm kind of shattered at the moment because I invested so much time and emotion in this person. I forgave him when he cheated on me, and now he's pulling random Facebook profiles out of his butt to use to break up with me and say I'm the shady one. What can I do to help myself? I am really at a loss right now. Thank you. And there is an update.
I already know what you can do. Just end it with him. You don't need to be with him.
Yeah.
Like, just be with your dad.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Spend time with your dad. And obviously, it's going to be painful. I mean, you were with him for 3 years. So, to give yourself some time and allow yourself to be sad. I mean, I know that you're taking care of your dad, but you're also allowed to be hurt. Don't get back with him for sure.
No, do not.
Yep.
Not even a thought.
Thank you guys for your encouraging words and wisdom. It helped out a lot. This is the update. Sorry. Myself and 6 other people went to my house this morning, including my brothers and lawyer uncle. You got a lawyer uncle? Nice.
Convenient.
My ex was sitting in his computer room playing League of Legends, seemingly oblivious that I came home and anyone entered the room. I promptly tapped him on the shoulder and asked him to turn off the game and pack his stuff. That is crazy that he broke up with her over text and lives with her. Like, what did he think was going to happen there?
We're going back to the root here that he is
Stupid.
an idiot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He shrugged my hand off and continued to talk to his teammates, though through what I assume was Skype or TeamSpeak.
He's yelling, you gotta go to jungle. Go to
Go,
jungle.
go. My girlfriend's trying to break up with me.
Right
Go.
lane.
My patience for his BS is in the negative, so I bent down and unplugged the surge protector from the wall. Nice.
That's the wrong one. That got his attention.
Yes. My ex flung the headset that I bought him off his head, and it bounced off his monitor. Oh my God. Don't rage. Stop the rage.
Touch grass.
Yeah, this is embarrassing for you. He stood up screaming how that was a ranked game and that I was effing up his stats or whatever he was foaming about. Oh my God.
I already knew he was
This would
toxic.
be so unattractive.
Oh, I already knew he was toxic. That the fact that he was playing a ranked League of Legends
Yeah.
game. Sorry to all my LoL players, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm
Arcane's
the same
where
thing
it's
with
at.
Overwatch.
I
So
feel
it's
like
okay.
even the League of Legends players know.
Yeah, we all know.
That's what, literally all of the Arcane stuff I've heard about, all the League of Legends players are like, don't play League.
Don't play League. It's so toxic. So that's why I can tell this man is toxic, because he's playing a ranked league game.
My brother stepped between us and told him that he had 10 minutes to pack his things, and only his things, before we called the cops to have him removed. We all stepped out of the room and watched him unplug his computer and neatly stack his stuff. He tried to take my Ethernet cable, and I was like, nah, that's not yours, buddy. Get your paws off it. A friend brought in a box, and we watched him go through the house, taking the seldom things he owned, all the while texting away on his phone. Probably texting another girl. Probably trying to, someone said homosexual. He's probably trying to get another place. Turns out he was saying some ugly things on his Facebook, but whatever. That is childish stuff and water off a duck's butt to me. He tossed the box of clothes, sneakers, and DVDs/console games into the backseat of his crappy 1995 Honda, and then made it a process to take his computer out. He was more concerned about his League of Legends game and his computer than me. He didn't make eye contact or speak to me. There was just an air of hostility that I can't even explain. I can't comprehend how someone could just suddenly hold such animosity towards someone they apparently loved. I sat on the stairs watching him go back and forth. My friend Jess recording the whole process on her cell phone just in case. She's pretty clever, lol. It was really hard. I felt anger brewing under the indifferent exterior I was showing. A part of me wanted to throw an egg at the back of his stupid, smug head, but I know that isn't worth it. He isn't worth any negative or positive energy. Yeah, just kick him out. He's a child.
Man-child.
A man-child, 100%, and he's stupid.
Yeah.
And you deserve so much better than this guy.
Yeah, like I said, get him out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was living with you. That's so weird that he was living with you.
I know, and he broke up with you over text.
And he still
What
had
was
the
his game
audacity.
plan?
This man still had the audacity, like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, that we're talking about Arcane. But
Yeah.
someone said I didn't watch Arcane because of how League is so toxic.
No,
No,
it's
no.
so separate.
It's separate. It's same world. It's like
Yeah.
saying it's same world. That's fine. But watch Arcane.
Watch
is
Arcane.
very good. It has nothing to do with the toxic people that play League. It has nothing
Yeah.
to do really with the video game.
You don't have to know anything about League.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't know anything about League.
You can watch. I'm telling you right now, you're not.
You
gonna be
have
upset.
to watch Arcane.
Just
is
the art style of Arcane.
the best animated TV show ever made.
It's really good.
That
And that is our little plug in there.
yeah,
for
that's my
Arcane.
plug for
Okay.
Arcane. The whole process took about 15 minutes, and we all watched on my lawn as he drove away. My uncle gave a big hug and left, and the rest of us ate pizza and watched some TV. As uneventful as it was, the whole experience was draining. I can imagine. I mean, just having to deal with this baby is exhausting.
This man,
who's like
baby.
slowly going
Oh,
through
gosh.
all of his stuff and is like, I'm texting you on Facebook because you got my girlfriend sucks.
Update to Facebook.
Yeah.
She made me lose my rank game.
It's easy when there are people around to talk to and occupy my mind, but when I'm alone, what he did keeps popping into my head and I start to get anxious. Oh, I feel you. I tossed all of my bedding and sprayed my couches and chairs with deodorizer in the lame attempt of exorcising whatever foul things he may have done. I know, irrational, lol. Today, I'm going to be heading to Bed Bath & Beyond to buy some new bedding and treat myself. I realized that being with him, I didn't really love myself. I was too preoccupied with appeasing him. Any actions I took in spoiling myself, whether it be new clothes, a game, or makeup, was met with suspicion. It was all in his whacked out head. Being alone after being in a relationship for such a long period of time is daunting. I know I'll be fine, if not awesome, after getting that cancer out of my life. I had to set up a rule with my friends and family to not talk about him to me because a friend texted how he was flooding his Facebook with pictures of himself smiling and being happy. Why is your friend telling you that? Sometimes I think friends just need to not tell you things about your ex. We don't need the updates, you know?
I want it out. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah. I've had other friends talk about other friends as 2 degrees
Yeah, spill that tea.
ex, and I'm like, telling them things. I'm like, we don't need to tell them. We don't need to tell them.
Spill the tea sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes you can spill tea. Sometimes just keep it yourself. Keep that tea.
Yeah, you just gotta
Close
know.
to
Read the
heart.
room. Read the
Yeah.
room.
If he's happy that he's resident of his mom's basement and cheats on good women with gutter scum, then so be it. In the end, whether it be 6 months from now, a year, 5 years, whatever, something in his brain will click, and he will realize the massive F-up he did the last few days.
I don't think he will, to be honest.
As long as he's playing League.
As long as he's
stuck
winning his games and he's,
playing these games with you and online.
I don't
He's a
think
lost cause.
Yeah, he's a lost cause. I don't think you need to waste your energy on
No.
worrying about him anymore.
No. Leave him in the past.
Yep.
As crappy as it sounds, I hope it makes him miserable. By the way, you know what never makes me miserable? You guys joining us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube. Just tap our profile. But there is another relevant update. But what do you have to say? Do you have any final thoughts?
No, I
Colin?
think I just said my piece where you know, you got him out, great.
You
Block him on.
exorcised him from your house.
Yeah, focus on yourself, know your self-worth, and honestly, don't worry about him. He was a waste of your energy, a waste of your space, waste of your time, waste of everything. You're doing the right thing. I say don't worry about him. If
Let
someone brings
him
him up,
waste away.
yeah. If anyone brings him up, don't. I'm like, don't want to hear it. Don't
Yeah,
hear
just
it.
be like, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, I'll throw an egg at your head.
You can just be like that guy if you ever have to reference him. Just don't even say his name. I will be changing my locks despite taking his copy of his keys, and I think I will add extra security just in case. When he was a teen, he vandalized houses of people he didn't like, and judging from his behavior, I wouldn't put it past him to do it again. Yeah, he hasn't grown up since then. Also, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow to get tests done. That's so sad, but smart. I don't feel anything wrong, but I won't be taking chances. This whole thing has been a life experience. He hasn't ruined any future relationships for me. He did me a favor to up my standards and reinforce my self-worth. I know what to look out for now, and I know what kind of person I deserve. Thank you again, you guys. You brought a lot of great points, and it helped tremendously. And that's the end of that story.
Very nice.
Oh, it doesn't seem like OP necessarily had a lot of choices to make because he kind of broke up with her, but kicking him out, getting him out of your life is the right choice.
I saw Ellie's comment. I think it's I'm petty. If they're miserable, I kind of want to know, like the ex.
Mhm.
Like,
Well,
would you want to?
I think I think it's like what you said of reading the room.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's been like a couple, it's been months or it's been a year or something.
And you're good, and you're in a good spot,
Yeah.
like where you're like, oh, I'm happy with
You're,
myself.
you're a little bit over it or something, and then
Yeah.
someone's like, "Oh my god, did you hear that? Like, so your ex got broken up with, and he's sobbing or whatever."
His league account got deleted.
Yeah, his league account got hacked, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's
Amazing.
yeah."
Karma.
But if it's like a month and you're like, "Oh my god, did you hear what your ex is up to?" It's like, no, I don't need to.
Yeah,
hear.
yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like, I guess in a way consensual. Like,
Mhm.
oh, do you want to hear about so and so? And you're like,
Yeah.
no.
My boyfriend ignored me on his birthday, so I returned the gifts I got for him. You should have been more grateful. It's on him. This is long, but you need the whole story. I've been dating a guy for around 6 years. Our birthdays are just a few weeks apart, and he just had his. On Monday before his birthday, my best friend called me and asked if I could take her and my goddaughter out on my boat one day that week before they moved my goddaughter into the dorms for college. By the way, this comes from Vandercat23 on the OK Storytime subreddit. So for numerous reasons, my friend and I haven't been able to see each other regularly for a few years. So when she called and asked, I jumped at the chance to spend some time together. We talked through schedules, and it turned out that Wednesday was our only option. Wednesday was also his birthday. Wait, you're trying to hang out with your friend on your boyfriend's birthday? One of the reasons I haven't seen as much of my friend is because they don't like my boyfriend. So if he's around, they don't want to be. Anyway, I asked my boss if I could take a few hours off of a Wednesday afternoon. The plan was to spend those few hours with my friends and leave to celebrate him in the evening. I even told my friend about his birthday and that I'd have to be back around 5:30. Wednesday night is a typical date night anyway, since my son goes to his dad's on Wednesdays. I expected normal timing and me just celebrating him. So I got everything set up like it needs to be for making sure my son would get picked up from school and handed off to his dad later. I took care of stuff at work with meetings and emails and got PTO approved. I confirmed with my friend we were going on a boat day and I couldn't wait to see her. If OP's boyfriend doesn't know about this, that's kind of a little bit messed up. I feel like it's not necessarily like a bad thing to, if this is the only day that she can hang out with her friends, but I think I would like let the boyfriend know. That I'll be hanging out with you in the evening. I just have to see my friends. I haven't seen them in so long.
Guess what it stems from?
What?
Healthy communication.
Oh, we can't have that in a Reddit story.
No, we can't, and it makes me really upset.
My boyfriend and I were texting later that morning, so I told him that I was taking a few hours off from work. I told him the whole thing of why it had to be that timing, but that I let them know that I only had a few hours since I would need to get back for birthday date night with him. Okay, so she did tell him. I also said that if he wanted to go out on the boat, that we could eat at the marina and take the boat out for a sunset cruise, which he loves doing, and we've done many times this summer. He got so angry with me that I would take time off work on that day and not spend that time off with him.
Oh, you see? Because, like, again, if you did it the day of and it was his birthday, he probably made plans already.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like this.
Think maybe what would have been better is if OP had gone to him when she was asked about this day and been like, hey, is it okay if I do this? Rather than saying, oh, this is what's happening.
Telling him. I would, especially if
it's probably a little bit hurt.
Yeah. It's again, not technically, it's his day. It's his day.
It's his day.
It's his day. And you want to tell him what he's going to do on his day?
Mm-hmm. It made him even more mad that I had said yes to the boat with them because he likes it too and he's not invited. He said only you could do some dumb crap like this. I didn't really understand why he reacted that way when I'm the only one who had even mentioned seeing each other on his birthday up to this point because, well, I mean, he wants, sometimes people don't want to have to plan all this stuff on their birthday. It's nice for like other people to be like, hey, I would love to spend time with you on your birthday.
100 again.
Yeah.
Like maybe he just wanted like a chill day with OP.
Yeah. He probably wanted like you to plan the stuff for his birthday.
I kind of don't like OP right now. I'm not jumping to conclusions like
so
that one
far,
guy
like,
that
OP's
jumped to conclusions.
A little bit a-hole-ish.
But, OP, you're kind of being a little a-hole-ish here.
Because I disagreed that I had done anything wrong and stood my ground on that. I got called names, and then he decided that if he couldn't come to stay at my house the night before, spend the entire day Wednesday together at my house, even while I was at work, and celebrate him Wednesday night, then he didn't want to see me at all. This seems also like a bit of
It seems like they're both being super petty.
I think so too. I think someone said everyone sucks here.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I kind of agree with that. I hate how he's responding. He's responding like a very bratty
petulantly.
way.
Yeah. He could express, hey, I don't appreciate that.
But not with the name calling and like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. And like, ugh.
Mind you, he had not mentioned us seeing each other for his birthday until this, and now he wants the entire day because he found out I was making plans for a few hours with someone who wasn't him. I told him that there was nothing wrong with what I did, and I didn't want to cancel plans. So he lectured me on being in a relationship and what that means for far too long. Wednesday morning, I spoke to my boyfriend again. I told him happy birthday and asked if he was sticking to not wanting to see me because I really wanted to celebrate with him. He told me I chose not to see him when I made other plans. Okay, whatever. It's his choice whether I agree with it or not.
That's a weird statement. Like,
there's a lot of weirdness going on in both sides of this, I think. The day went on, and it was a really good day. He texted me around the time I would have been seeing him if we had met up like normal and said, I hope you enjoyed my birthday. I told him it was a good day and said I hope he has a good day too. He ghosted me for a few hours after that, then sent a picture of a sunset on the beach, which is 5 hours away. I said good for him that he got to go to the beach and asked who he was with. He didn't respond. I texted him the next morning and asked again who he was with, and he didn't answer. A few hours later, I asked him if he was treating me the same way he expects to be treated, and he finally responded that he didn't want to have a negative conversation and that he was with a guy friend we both know. I decided not to initiate any contact with him at this point. I know I'll talk to him again, but not right now. He has sent me a random video from a fishing trip while they were on the boat, some pics, and then a video of a drink at a bar, and a sign saying, all you need is love and tacos. So it seems like he had an okay birthday. And we have 56% of you say a-hole and 44% say nah, so it does seem somewhat split. I either don't respond to them at all or heart them and move on. He keeps asking what I'm doing late at night. It's been while I was sleeping, so I don't respond. When he sent me a sleep well text last night, he sent kissy faces and a smiley emoji like everything is just okay. I have his messages muted because I don't want to be too available to him right now. I don't know if he's home yet or still at the beach.
I don't understand.
What
This is
this?
this is just like the biggest petty like.
All of this feels so petty. Like, your guys have been dating for 6 years. Call him up and have a freaking conversation.
Yeah, it's his freaking birthday.
Like, this feels like behavior that you do when, like, a guy hasn't been messaging you or something after a couple months.
But then he's also doing like, here's a picture,
no,
and
he's
then
doing both.
he won't
They're both
respond.
doing
They're
it.
both. It's like, how petty can I be? It's
Yeah.
like, and it keeps getting pettier every time.
No, everyone sucks here. They're literally both being babies.
Yeah.
Just talk to each other.
6 years in too. Like if this was like 6 months in,
Yeah,
I can
different.
see that. But 6
Different.
years in,
Come on.
this is frustrating.
Yeah, but you know what's not frustrating?
What?
You guys joining us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Just tap our profile.
Just tap it.
But there's a little bit left. But do you have any final thoughts on this story?
Frustration. I'm
Yeah,
frustrated.
Frustrating.
I break up. I mean, if this is like,
Break up because you guys can't seem to communicate effectively.
yeah, this is dumb.
So for his birthday, I bought him a few things he wanted/needed. It only totaled around $150, but I really want to send the gifts back.
Again, it's just what level of petty can we get to?
I'm sorry. If you're sending those gifts back, then break up. Because that effectively, that's leading to a break. That's such a petty move.
Yeah.
I've started the return process for everything. I just need to drop them off at the shipment store. So am I the a-hole if I send back his gifts? Yes. Or should I go
100%.
drop them off? When he comes back and expects that they're here, is it just petty and starting drama to not have anything for him? Yes.
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 Oh my gosh. Is it just petty?
This is ridiculous. I mentioned my birthday at the beginning. It's a big birthday for me, and I already know he will do nothing. He's the guy who doesn't remember to buy his mom a card for Mother's Day unless I remind him he should. Then why are you dating him? Break up.
This is dumb. 6 years in?
6 years in, and he doesn't remember. OP says, no way he remembers my birthday. Break up. I'm sorry. I don't think you can have the excuse, oh, I have poor memory. Like, I can't remember people's. We have freaking phones. Put it in the calendar.
Put in a calendar.
Make a reminder
it's so
for yourself.
easy.
It's so easy these days.
Or you can just like, hey, my birthday's coming up.
While I know it doesn't have to be equal as far as gifts go, it's not like he can complain too much about not getting anything when he never gives gifts without being told to. And that is the end of that story.
I
So
want to do a
frustrating.
poll. I want to do a poll on who's the stinkier a-hole here. Because
Honestly,
they're
they're
both
both pissing me
I
off.
was gonna say who's stinkier, the OP or BF. I'm gonna do a poll. I want to see what the people
Ooh,
say.
Honestly, I feel like
It's good.
they're equal stinky for me.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
I hate both.
yeah,
but-
I'm annoyed by both of them. Chow Bell says they feed off each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a petty. It's a petty.
It's a petty competition.
It's a petty ladder.
Yeah, they're both trying to win.
Call it free falling because you're being a real Tom Petty.
Mm-hmm. We have 64% say OP is the stinkier one, and 38% say boyfriend.
I love
I think-
democracy.
I also think that a lot of that is because we're getting OP's we're
that
getting
too.
her perspective.
If
so
that's
it's like,
OP's perspective,
yeah,
I want to hear it from the boyfriend's perspective.
same. I'm like, what did they agree on?
I thought my boyfriend having a teddy bear was cute, but now it's disturbing.
Just let the man have his teddy bear.
Okay, now please, no joke, this is actually serious. I've been with my boyfriend for 3 months now, so it's pretty new. So far, everything is going well, except this tiny detail. He has his teddy bear. Let's name him Teddy.
Wow.
Teddy has been always a part of my boyfriend's life. He got him from his birth around the age of 5 or 6, whatever age is appropriate age to remove a teddy bear from a child. His parents tried taking Teddy away from him. He screamed and cried so loud without stopping, they ended up giving up. So he kept Teddy with him his whole life. By the way, this comes from Throwaway I Wonder Why on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So he mentioned Teddy to me pretty early, about a week after us being together. He showed me pictures of him and I found it cute at first. He had plenty of pictures of him in different situations. Him with the mug, him laying in bed, him studying. I truly found it adorable since I thought it was just a joke, really, and I didn't think that Teddy was such a big part of his life. The more we got to know each other, the more he started mentioning him. He'd often make jokes about him. When he had come back to his flat, he'd say, I have to come back to Teddy. He is waiting for me.
Okay, that's a little weird.
And then later he'd text me, okay, I put Teddy to bed now, so I might go to sleep as well. I don't want to wake him up. Again, a little weird, but still cute. But he really started talking about him constantly, always linking what we were doing to him. Oh, I wish Teddy was doing this with us. Teddy doesn't really like people, so I won't take him with me for this party, etc. He'd send me selfies with him at least twice a week. He also sometimes said weird stuff, like whenever we watched a spicy sleep scene in a movie, he said, "That's what me and Teddy do when we're alone."
Okay. Wait.
Here we go. Or when I asked when he lost his V card, he answered, "Oh, I lost it with Teddy a few years ago."
Okay. I take it back.
They were jokes that made me uncomfortable. He always seemed to consider him as a baby / his son / his brother, so him being spicylized was extremely weird for me. I told him that it was weird and he just laughed, but I don't think he took me seriously.
Okay.
About a month ago, I told him I was okay with him bringing Teddy when he was staying around my flat. I could see it was making him sad to leave him at home, and also was very curious to finally see him in person. I can't go to my boyfriend's flat. There are rules that are strict. He can't invite anyone. When he got in the car, he pulled him out from his bag and had him give me a kiss on the cheek. When we drove, he opened the window and put Teddy out of the car, a bit like a dog would. He said it was rare for Teddy to travel like that, and he could feel that he was happy. Teddy smells a lot. My boyfriend hasn't washed him in 12 years.
Oh no.
For the rest of the car drive, he hugged him, gave him kisses. He has a weird twitch where he just compulsively pats the back of Teddy and makes a weird sound because Teddy used to be able to play music when you pressed his belly.
Oh no.
He rubs Teddy's clothes in between his fingers. You can guess that Teddy is in pretty bad state. He used to be red, but now he's just gray. And when we're in bed, he always puts Teddy's mouth on mine, and I always avoid it as I find it disgusting. And I told him that I hate it, but he doesn't listen. He always tries to have Teddy touch my breasts or my booty. When we have spicy sleep, I often end up finding him in between us, and every time I throw him away, my boyfriend says, "Oh, no, he likes to watch," in a joking way. He often mentions us having a party of 3 with Teddy. Now we already know what I think. I feel like everyone knows how I feel about this. But we could use this to our advantage here.
No.
Hear me out. If you really like this guy and he's the one for you,
No.
you could be like, "Hey, how's Teddy feeling right now?" And then whatever Teddy's feeling is actually how he's feeling, and it could be like a.
You gotta burn this. I'm not kidding. You got this. He seriously needs to get rid of that bear. I'm flip switching here. I'm complete 180. At first, I thought it was like, oh, it's really cute, and like, oh, that's fine. You can have a teddy bear. No. This is not okay. This is like clinical. You need help because that is outlandish.
I'd say give him a recommendation to a therapist and walk out. I think that's best. But we are not even a third of the way done.
Or should OP be a monster?
No, we don't want to do that because we don't know what he would do.
We don't know. I am genuinely scared for OP now.
This is weird.
This is scary.
Okay, just leave. Okay. Now I'm not an idiot. I know communication is important. I tried talking to him so many times, sometimes in a joking way too, so he doesn't feel attacked. Like once I asked who he'd choose if he had to choose me and Teddy, he said Teddy, but also so many times in a serious way. I told him I didn't like it when he was rubbing Teddy on my face and body. I told him I found his relationship with him way too intense and weird, but every time he didn't take it seriously, made jokes, and never truly told me what he thought. I should mention that he is like that for any serious conversation. All he does is make awkward jokes and never tells me how he feels. He said I love you first because he was wasted. This is becoming hard to handle. I have been away from him for 2 weeks and kind of relieved I wouldn't see Teddy anymore, but all he did was send pictures, and whatever I asked him, "What are you doing?" or "What did you do today?" his answer was playing with Teddy. Today he told me I was perfect, which was a first, and I sure didn't expect that. He doesn't give me a lot of compliments. When he said that, I said, "Really?" And his reply was, "Actually, no, Teddy is perfect."
I just remembered a very sad, tragic tale.
Oh, what is it?
I remember when a young Samuel Donner, he wanted to join the cool kids, but instead of labeling you as one of the cool kids,
They called me Salad Boy because I ate nothing but salads. Could not trade my lunch for a lunch bowl, really anything.
You know what community will always welcome you with open arms, Sam?
And make you feel like a cool kid?
The great people who have OK Storytime memberships.
Oh, I heard that's 60+ hours of members-only content Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
You heard right, Sam, and it's only $5 a month.
So go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join. Now back to the story.
Chomp, chomp.
You come way after him. I just gave up and didn't reply. Now, I have 3 questions. 1, am I overreacting? Am I the one not being tolerant enough? Am I some boring girlfriend who can't welcome some childishness in her couple? 2, what should I do? Should I let him live his life with Teddy? Should I ask him to make a real choice? Should I ask him to just stop these spicy sleep jokes? Like, who am I to ask such things? I don't know. Is it my place to tell him to stop being so weird with his teddy bear? And 3, how do I get him to finally talk to me and take me seriously? We have an update. Girl, I think another red flag that I saw was his flat. Like, he has very strict rules and you can't go over there.
That's yeah.
I don't know what that's about, but I would probably consider that. Like, maybe he still lives with his parents. I think this guy might be damaged under the hood pretty bad.
Something traumatic must have happened.
And this is not a, makeover project that you should take. I think this should be a therapist's job.
Yeah, and you should you obviously care about the guy, but this is something that is gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah,
and this is not like a easy fixer upper. This is some deep trauma that needs to be brought up, and I feel like he's gonna joke about it. He's like, "No, I don't need help." Teddy says, "I don't need help."
Yeah, Teddy
Teddy doesn't need help. I think you're gonna have to talk to his parents or something, because this is a serious case of what's going on here.
I don't think parents. I think parents put up with this, gave up on him and his relationship with Teddy, and
well, I would at least try to talk to his parents because they might know the root. Not have his parents talk to him.
I believe they are.
Really?
I think he still lives with his parents and she can't go to his flat because he lives with his
What does he do for work? How did you meet this guy? I want to know some details that, like, where did this come from? But this guy has some very psychotic behavior. Like, oh, you can't come to my flat. I have strict rules. I do all these weird jokes with this teddy bear that I haven't washed since I was 12 years old. Let me rub him on your face. Also, I've done really weird things with Teddy, even though he's like a brother to me.
Yeah, I think we're about to get a lot more answers in this update.
I hope. This is weird. It's one of the weirdest stories I've ever heard, in my opinion. Out of all the stories I've read, this is the one that kind of
top 5 for sure.
I'm squirming and cringing a lot.
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to you all. I'm safe for those who are worried. You all really scared me, though. I had many questions that were asked, so I'm quickly going to reply to the ones I saw most often. Why are you with this guy? Are you insecure? Why are your standards so low? Etc. I obviously didn't write down his niceness description. Apart from his weird teddy bear fantasy, he was a completely normal guy with friends, going to parties, studying, and so on. He's quite the popular guy, in fact. Even though I don't care about this kind of thing, he took me on dates and made me feel special. I really thought he was a keeper. At the beginning, him being a little childish didn't bother me. I myself had stuffed animals, and even though they're in the cupboard, I used to love them as a kid. That's when he started spicy sleeping his bear and involving me in it. That freaked me out. The problem is, it's hard to tell when he's joking or not. He constantly makes jokes. That's why I could never tell whether I was overreacting or not. Is he just joking or does he mean what he says? However, one thing I really didn't see coming, and you guys helped me realize it, is his lack of respect towards me and my boundaries. Sometimes it's easier to see from an external point of view. This whole time, I was too focused on wondering whether it was normal or not for me to feel uncomfortable. I didn't realize not once did he help me feel comfortable despite me telling him how I felt. Thank you all, because that's the one thing you all really helped me for. I would have probably taken more time to realize it on my own, even though it looks obvious. About the guy who said he knew him. Unfortunately, it wasn't him. Thank you so much for the help, though. Run away. He's going to pass you away. He's psychotic. Although this behavior is extremely weird, I don't see him hurting anyone.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's easier for me to tell since you all have based your opinion on what I said. He doesn't match the psychopath personalities at all.
That's what they all say.
I'm not allowed to visit him because he lives in a private home. A person hosts him in one of their bedrooms, and this person doesn't allow any visit. Is it weirdly strict? Yes, but it's believable And I've seen his sister once who's confirmed that she couldn't visit him herself. One thing is sure though, although he may not hurt anyone, he seems to have a serious problems and I'm not sure if I can handle it. It's fake, it looks like the Ted movie. I know, all looks surreal, but it's true. I have multiple pictures of Teddy if some of you are interested. I know a lot about Teddy's past because my boyfriend won't shut up about him. That's why I know the movie Ted and I've never seen it, but my boyfriend actually suggests that we should watch it like a month ago. Burn Teddy, make him disappear, etc. Ha ha ha. Thank you. I did think about that a lot. I often hide him when he brings him to my flat, so I know exactly where he is, so my boyfriend doesn't think about him though. He always ends up looking for him though, but still it gives me a break. What did you do in the end? I was meant to see him today, so I picked him up and we drove to my flat. Of course, Teddy was there. And when he came in the car, my boyfriend had him give me kisses and stuff. I said, stop, please, in a cold way, and he stopped. I said, we needed to talk, and he listened because I started crying. I thought it would be hard for me to start talking, but since I was so stressed with all your comments, I just broke down and cried. I told him how I needed him to stop with Teddy, that he needed to stop being so close and dependent on him, and Teddy shouldn't come to my flat anymore. I'm just like imagining this conversation
While he has Teddy in his hand.
He's like, Teddy shouldn't come to this flat anymore. Teddy this, Teddy that.
And then he puts like Teddy's head down. He's like, is that how you feel?
Yeah, just like you're in the car. Wow. I'm just wow.
I'm this is one of those stories where it's like complete shock and awe. Because again, at the beginning, I was like, oh no, he just like loves his teddy bear and it's like an emotional bond. This is
oh yeah, it's a bond for sure.
I want to see how he responds.
His response. At first he was silent, but then he said he didn't understand why I was so uncomfortable with it. That he was purely joking, that he knew Teddy wasn't real, and that it was hurting him to see that I thought he had a problem. I was extremely disappointed of this reaction and just told him I needed a break. I drove him back to his flat, and that's where I am now. By the way, if you want to listen to more crazy stories just like this, go to your favorite podcast platform, search up OK Storytime, and you will get a plethora of stories just like these. But I say we just finish it out.
I say we just finish it out, but you just tell him how it is, and if he can't see straight, you're like, hey, get help.
Yeah.
And I'm out of this relationship. It's only 3 months in.
Edit. Everyone is saying the post is deleted. I have no idea why. It wasn't deleted before. The original post is available. Thank you all for your comments. I realized there was a confusion. No, I'm not in his flat. I'm home safe until I'll sleep at a friend's tonight and I can talk about it, and I'm never going back with him. He sent me terrible messages all night, which convinced me to never get back with him. Thank you again and have a nice day. I'll send a picture of Teddy for those who want one in a bit, but I have to get ready for school first. Don't worry. The face of my boyfriend won't be shown.
If you want more stories like this, search for our podcast, OK Storytime, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
My boyfriend mansplained farming to my new friend, and now he's not talking to me.
I do that all the time, and people love it.
Yeah, please, mansplain farming to me.
So, farming is...
And you're done. We're no longer talking. I, 24 female, have been with my boyfriend, 28 male, for nearly 2 years. He's usually a caring and patient partner, and we are very close. Our relationship was a bit of a slow builder because I was inexperienced romantically and very nervous about dating when we first met on an app. My boyfriend, James, fake name for privacy, didn't mind that I was new to dating and was very courteous and patient with me, and honestly was wonderful about making my romantic first into positive memories. By the way, this comes from user available respect 456, and you can submit your stories on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, James and I have very few arguments in our entire relationship. I'm a bi woman. I've known this for a long time. A lot of bi women probably know it's so much easier to meet guys on apps than finding other women looking for women. I was open with James from the beginning, but I didn't get much of a response regarding this, which seemed fine, but I was trying really hard to present my authentic self and be genuine. Turns out, a big part of myself is crushing on girls.
Oh, wow.
Me too. Anyways, it was only a small thing. I was calling a video game character my wife, and James snapped at me not to say that. I tried to defend myself saying she was fictional and not a threat to our relationship, but I did start to see it from his side, and I get that it must have felt disrespectful to him as my boyfriend. I don't think it's a problem with my spiciality. He has a gay male friend, and there's no issue there. If anything, I was glad it wasn't the trope of straight dude thinks it's hot that I like women. More to the matter at hand. A few months ago, I did start start to feel like I was missing out on a real connection with similar-minded people. Not romantically, to be clear, but I thought it would be nice to have queer friends and go to pride festivals and whatnot. I'm dating a man, but I'm still a queer woman, and I wanted to meet people I could relate to. I started going to local women's LGBTQ+ casual social meets, and it's been wonderful. It's a really laid-back and welcoming space. I've become friendly with quite a few people. I've been invited to outings and dinners. I'm so happy I decided to go, as it's had a really positive impact on my social life. I only had a few friends before, and they were not mutual to each other. There is one person from the group in particular who I've started to become really close to. She's great. She's so much fun to be around with, and we have so many shared interests. I'm calling her Emma, 25 female. Before we go into the story, do you think we should bring the boyfriend to these events? Well, I think it should be a conversation, because for OP, you should be open about what you want with your spirituality. You know, this is something for you to explore. He should support that. Not you, like, not necessarily a tug of war, but it's something you want to explore. He should support it
It just sounds like she wants to meet more people in that community.
Yeah.
And Emma could be a friend. I don't know where this is going to go, but I feel like she may develop a little crush on Emma.
Yeah, or boyfriend's going to get really threatened.
Yeah, because he gets threatened over a video game character.
That's wild.
Oh.
James has met Emma since she has come over a few times already. I live with James, and he said she was really cool, and he was happy I was meeting lots of new people. Nice. I have probably been a lot more chill and bearable to live with since I'm feeling more fulfilled socially. But that's until this last week or so, since James has really changed his tune. I don't think it's possible to give all the context, but I'm gonna keep trying to explain things. The three of us went to the cinema and got food after. Me and Emma were possibly acting a little bit obnoxious and talking maybe too loudly about the intensely homoerotic undertones in the Deadpool and Wolverine car scene. I noticed James glaring, so I was trying to pull it back a bit and read the room. Before I got a chance to change the subject, James said to Emma, "Could you not try to ruin the effing film just because you want to make it gay?" In a tone I've never heard him use before. It kind of flashbanged me, and I still can't believe the way he looked at her. Amazingly, she completely shrugged it off and laughed, and our food was brought to the table, so things just moved along. When James and I got home later, I sensed he was being a bit cold towards me, but maybe I imagined it. The following morning, I asked if he was doing okay, as he was still a bit frosty with me. I apologized for me and Emma maybe being a bit over the top, but we were having fun. He said it was fine, but he wants to go and see the film again by himself. Kind of puzzling since we weren't making a sound during the film, but he probably would have gone to see it again regardless of what happened with me and Emma. I tried to let that drop and get on with things, but work is driving me mad at the moment. Just a busy season right now, and I can go without any more on my plate. I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley in my off time, which is a poor way to de-stress since I run my farm with an intensity that I myself cannot comprehend.
And the nerd translation of that is...
Oh, you're going to me. I don't really play Stardew Valley, but it is a farming sim pretty much.
Thank you. He knew what it was. Don't act like you don't know what it is.
It's more than there's that. It's like...
You get the perfect synopsis.
James pops in co-op sometimes as he enjoys the game too, but he prefers the Farming Simulator game series, which is a more realistic representation of farming. While texting Emma, I mentioned Stardew and she asked if she can join me sometime. Joking, I asked if A, she could handle my iron-fisted rule of the crop fields, and B, if it wouldn't feel like a second job. Emma works in agriculture. Turns out she has hundreds of hours logged in and knows what she's doing, and promised she wouldn't mind the monster I become when managing seasonal crop schedules. This is actually really funny.
This is funny, and I see a little bit of flirting.
Playful flirting, but I think it's like harmless flirting.
I'm still keeping an eye on it.
Okay, but I kind of want to talk about James getting a little uptight at the movies. And the comment he said.
Oh, he's jealous, dude.
Yeah. I was going to say, he's very jealous that you guys have a connection, but also, like, maybe he does feel threatened from Emma just a little bit. And why you shouldn't have to apologize having a good time with your friend. Like, maybe, I'm sorry that we were a little loud. Like, okay. And he's like, it's fine. I'm going to go see a movie by myself. Yeah. I would bring up the problem there. I'd be like, hey, what's really going on?
Yeah.
Emma and I were playing late in the evening, and James appeared in the game. We both typed hello to him in the chat box, and he left the game seconds after.
John, you've been dancing a lot.
I'm going to give you a live demonstration, and you're going to see it too.
Show me those hips. Oh, damn. That is a good move. But you know what is also an amazing move?
What is that, Sam?
Becoming an OK Storytime member.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
And it's only $5 a month. So go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Well, let's get back to the story.
I shouted him in the next room asking where he'd gone, but I didn't get a response. I spent a bit more time playing with Emma, stomping around Pelican Town, and having fun, then turned off the game. I went into the living room to see James on the sofa and noticed him playing Farming Simulator on the PlayStation. I joked, asking, "Did you fancy some real farming tonight?" I got a bit of a crappy response, and he grumbled that he didn't want to interrupt. I told him he could have played with us. Then he told me he's not keen on Emma. Wow.
I had no idea.
Didn't see that one coming. I didn't want to point out that he previously said otherwise. People are entitled to change their minds and opinions. He has friends I'm not keen on, so this is probably fair. Honestly, I kind of froze up and didn't know what to say. I don't normally get this kind of attitude from him. Maybe I was quiet for too long because he turned off his game and he said goodnight and went to bed. When I went to bed an hour later, he was still awake and we started talking. To summarize how that went, I asked him if he wanted to tell me what was going on in his mind. He said that he just felt a bit excluded and he was sorry for being grumpy. I apologized for making him feel that way, but I told him I was happy I had found a good friend and it was okay if the two of them just don't mix well together. He doesn't have to see her all the time. He told me not to hide the friendship from him and that he would just work it out in himself. I still don't really know what that means, but it felt like a peaceful resolution at the time. I had weekend plans with Emma and some others from the group to go for a walk/hike, and James was originally planning to tag along, but changed his mind and then changed it back. So we went together and met up with everybody at the car park. He seemed to be in a good mood that morning and back to his usual easygoing self, and we were mostly all enjoying a nice scenic walk. We had one person pointing out different types of trees, one geology enthusiast admiring rock formations, and one person passing out home-baked goods. Pretty incredible outing. We were high up and had great views of the area, mostly forest and farmland. Still, being huge into the Stardew grind, I was joking about it looking like my farm. It was windy. I didn't hear exactly what was said, but I gathered that Emma was talking about farming, and James tried to correct her on something that was said. I heard Emma say, "James, I'm a real farmer." There were a few laughs, even from James. In the moment, my heart absolutely crapped itself because I thought he was going to snap. But thankfully, he seemed to shake it off. Later, on our way back down, we all spread out, and I was walking next to James, and he was looking at his phone, studying something. He started telling me about the general options for getting into a career in agriculture. I just nodded along and heard him out. I don't want to poke fun at him for this timing of this. I think this is something he has genuinely considered. He really does enjoy Farming Simulator, and it seems like the game has taught him a lot about farming. Somebody must have overheard this and mentioned it to Emma, because when we got back to the car park, she came over. She said, "Sorry if I was a bit pointed. Just let me know if you want any tips on anything. Genuinely." James just said a quick, "Yeah, cheers," and sort of shuffled out of it.
And you can shuffle stories just like this on your favorite podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Go search up OK Storytimes for more stories just like this.
There's another one right there. We just added another one and
Boom.
another one.
Another one.
There's a little bit more to this story.
I don't know. I don't know what Emma's prerogative is here. She could be just a fun friend.
I think
I
she's
don't know why I'm like, she's after OP. I don't know why I'm feeling that way.
I don't feel that way. I feel
Okay.
like this needs to be a conversation with all three of you, especially if you want to keep a connection with someone, one that's romantically, and a friendship that you really enjoy. Yes, you don't need them to be complete buddy-buddy, but you're like, hey, I'm in the middle of this, and there doesn't need to be any tension. Please get along. It seems like they do from time to time, but it's like, you're not fighting over me.
Yeah.
Like, I love you both. I love you as a friend. I love you as a lover.
Yeah.
I think this needs to be a conversation between all three of them. Hey, can we actually have a genuine talk about everything?
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
it doesn't make me feel like a bad person.
Yeah.
So
Okay. No, sure. True that.
back to the story. Now I'm writing it down. It kind of sounds resolved there, but I'm still up to the point feeling really unsteady. James has been giving me the silent treatment since then. I've been trying to discuss this because I think we need to talk about whatever is going on here regarding my friendship with Emma. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Wow. On that one, this feels so uncharacteristic from him, and it's all still recent. It's been 4 days since the walk, and the air is still not clear. Do I need to assert myself that I should be okay for me to have this friendship? I need to know what the problem is, especially with it being a friendship with my queer friend in a queer friend group where I am also queer. He's been brushing me off and saying things are fine. We do not have proper arguments, but I guess that means we've never learned to deal with conflict either. With what context I've been able to describe, how should I go about bridging this gap when he's not acknowledging any of it right now? Sorry if this is all a mess. I really appreciate any advice. So, like I said, this needs to be brought up to both parties.
Yeah.
And this needs to, because it also affects you the most.
Yeah.
You need to talk to James immediately because the cold treatment, the silent treatment, that's not right. He's not being very mature about this. The saying, it's fine, I'm fine.
He's not
Obviously,
breaking
you're
through.
not fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that is the end of that story.
If you want more stories like this, search for our podcast, OK Storytime, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
My maid of honor's intoxicated boyfriend caused chaos at my wedding. I shouldn't have invited him.
Where's the chaos control in that?
Oh, nice reference, dog. Oh, yeah. Bow. Me, 26 female, and my husband, 24 male, got married back in October of 2023. It was the wedding of my dreams, except for what I heard about my maid of honor's boyfriend. But I wanted to add about the wedding shower first. By the way, this comes from user creative unicorn 16 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So the day before the wedding shower, I offered to take her to the job interview that she had on the Friday before the Saturday that we had the wedding shower on, because I knew she really needed a job to pay her bills, which is why I offered. Then after I dropped her back off at the house, her boyfriend and her were asking me if they were allowed to spend the night at my house on the day of the wedding shower. So I wasn't out too late at night by taking them home afterwards. And I said, well, I would have to ask my parents because it's still their house and I respect their rules of their house. And plus, two, I have my one friend who came in from 3 hours away spending the night here already in the guest room. So I won't have any room for you guys to stay. And she was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Do you think you'll be able to give us a ride in the morning though, or in the afternoon for your wedding shower? And I told her I'm not sure because I have to set up for the wedding shower and I'm going to be super busy. She said, okay, I'll see if my boyfriend's mom can take us. So basically the whole time I was giving her a 50-50 answer, not a yes or a no. Then the next morning she texted me and asked, when are you picking us up? And I looked at my husband, who was my fiance at the time, and I was like, I gave her a 50-50 answer if I can come pick her up or not. But knowing as I'm going to be the only one helping my mom out today, along with my dad, I'm probably not going to be able to pick her up. So I was stressed out the whole day trying to set up for the wedding shower because my husband had a meeting to go to. Nobody was able to come over to help me out, and my mom was stressing me out on top of it by asking me, did you get this done? Did you get that done? Blah, 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 blah. Then while I was in the middle of trying to set stuff up, the maid of honor calls me, and because she lived in an area that didn't have very good reception, I couldn't really hear what she was saying. All I heard through the phone was, I'm going to be running late. Boyfriend's mom taking us, getting a shower and getting ready. I'll see you soon. So, OP, I'm going to call you out right now. When you don't understand what someone's saying, you have to let them know. That says, and that's all I heard on the phone. And I was like thinking in my head that she better not be coming to my house, getting a shower and getting ready here because my parents' house is not people's personal hotel. While I was upstairs in my bathroom getting a shower after everything got done, my fiance was in a bathroom with me trying to calm me down because I was on the verge of a panic attack because there's just so much going on at the same time. After the shower, I found out from my mom that my maid of honor was at the door with no shirt on, only a bra and a skirt with her boyfriend, and had a bottle of tequila in his hand. In the doorway, it's easy to see who's standing there from the kitchen, and my dad's army buddy of 40 plus years saw that maid of honor was half nudie, basically. Apparently, she asked my mom where I was, and my mom said she's upstairs, getting ready. And maid of honor was like, oh, can I use the bathroom downstairs? And my mom was like, sure. And later on, my mom asked me, did she ask you if she could use our shower? Because her and her boyfriend got a shower downstairs in the basement. I said, no, I didn't tell her anything. I can't believe she did that. Fast forward to a little bit later, me growing up in a household where it's polite to bring like at least a bag of chips or a big bottle of soda to a gathering or a party you've been invited to. So me not thinking anything of it, I thought her boyfriend brought the bottle of tequila as a housewarming gift. And boy was I wrong, because he drank that whole bottle by himself throughout the duration of the party. Dude, what is that? Who brings a personal bottle to a wedding shower?
Do you not share it? You're like, all right, cheers, guys. You don't even pour it. You just like drink from the bottle. He just sounds gross. He sounds really gross.
This is a gross guy. Once the wedding shower was over, her boyfriend was going through this depressive episode and was super wasted. I was thinking in my head, these people have to go home, so I made sure to leave the house early enough to make sure that they got home, because I simply just didn't want to deal with it anymore. While we were on the road taking them home, and me being hard of hearing, I can't really hear very well behind me. According to my husband, my maid of honor's boyfriend opened up a can of booze in my back seat and was drinking it in my car. If I was pulled over for any reason, I probably could have gotten in way more trouble because of an open container in my car. This was one of the reasons I didn't want to invite maid of honor's boyfriend to the wedding. And my parents agreed with me too, because they did not want him there as well. But they also agreed with me that it would be weird that maid of honor was the only one who was not allowed to have a date to the wedding, while everyone else was able to.
Guess what? At the end of the day, you know what I say. It's your wedding. It's your rules.
Yep. Your wedding, your rules. That's the law of the land.
Them's is the rules, unfortunately. If you don't like it, stay out of it.
So that's why I don't really talk to her anymore, because looking back on everything that happened and her asking me for all of these things, I had to pay for her bridesmaid dresses, which I didn't get paid for until about a year after the fact. And just her using me as her personal chauffeur after reflecting on all the times we rode together. And I felt like that's not a real friend. And I should have just made my matron of honor to be my maid of honor if I knew this was how it was going to go down. Personally, I feel like I should have put my foot down more with her, but me being a people pleaser, it was really hard for me to do that at the time, which is fair. It's hard to step out of your comfort zone.
Very.
And I also didn't want to deal with more drama than I was already dealing with because of the wedding. Yeah, you also don't want to make drama at your own event. Fast forward to around our wedding day. Prior to the wedding, I never liked my maid of honor's boyfriend, and never would I like him. And I did not want to invite him, but she would have been the only guest without a +1. On the day of, maid of honor brought her boyfriend with her the same morning we were all getting ready. My bridesmaid, who drove 3 to 4 hours for the wedding, had to go get maid of honor and her boyfriend because they didn't have a car. And my maid of honor was trying to ask me to give her a ride the day of. What? How crazy do you have to be to ask the bride to give you a ride on the day of her wedding?
I mean, come on. We already know, they're crazy.
It's absurd. It's like, you're thoughtless.
Obviously.
My bridesmaid said, no, I'll get her because it's your day. My maid of honor gets there, and I found out from my husband that my maid of honor just dumped her boyfriend off on him and the other groomsmen while they were getting ready instead of asking if he could hang out.
Don't do that.
Yeah, especially because nobody knows this guy. And you can't tell someone that the person they're dating is hard to be around. It's that's a hard conversation. My husband said that later on that the boyfriend was whining and saying, I should have been a groomsman over and over again. And my husband was like, dude, I barely know you. Yeah, I can imagine him there with his bottle of nameless tequila, because we don't do free sponsors here. And he's just sitting there with the bottle man, I should have been a groomsman, man.
Who are you?
Also, what is your name?
What year is it?
All I know is your name is boyfriend. When my maid of honor comes upstairs, everything seemed fine. We're all having fun, drinking, and jamming out to some music. Cut to the ceremony, we had a beer man instead of a flower girl because there were too many littles to be a flower girl or a ring bearer. Our beer man had shots handed out, and I found out later that the boyfriend took many people's for them because they didn't want them. Yeah, it sounds like boyfriend abuses alcohol. Not gonna lie.
Not a little bit. A lot of it.
Sounds like it. Yes, I know this was a mistake of ours, but we did the TikTok trend of beer man at our wedding because my husband had a little brother that could have been our ring bearer, but my aunt's 4 kids, 2 females and 2 males, could have also been one as well. So we leveled the playing field by just doing a modern day beer man. Such a good call to prevent any sort of well, my little Jimmy should have been the ring bearer. It's
no, my little Ricky should have done it.
Yeah, it's God, what a nightmare that would be. Fast forward to the pictures after the ceremony. All the wedding party went back inside, and it was just me and my husband and my 2 bridesmaids, but they hung in the back in case I needed help with my dress. And no maid of honor. Normally, the maid of honor is supposed to hang back with you to help you with anything but she didn't. She was more worried about her boyfriend. All seemed fine, and my 2 bridesmaids came upstairs with me before the reception to help switch me into my sneakers, and the one bridesmaid was sewing my sleeve back on because it was starting to rip.
Why were none of these girls your maid of honor?
I don't know.
They
Lesson
deserve-
learned.
They deserve this honor more than the maid of honor herself.
I guess maybe she just really likes the maid of honor, but not when she's dating a boy like this.
I don't know.
I do know people who are completely different when they're single versus when they're dating somebody, and it's hard to navigate because they'll switch up on you like that.
They morph into a different person with that partner.
Right. And it's usually like a codependent thing.
And then it gets gross.
Yeah. All of a sudden, my mom came into the room furious and irritated, which caught me off guard. She said, I'm just letting you know right now that there is a lot of crap happening downstairs right now and that I am not happy about. And I am not going to explain anything because I don't want to ruin your day. And I was like, okay. And then she stormed off back downstairs.
You're like, guys, what do I do? She doesn't want to ruin my day, but it's kind of ruined right now.
You just ruined it by yelling at me. Fast forward to dinner. I'm eating my dinner with green beans and steak. The whole time, maid of honor was complaining about how wasted her boyfriend is, not apologizing about his behavior at all. And I'm over here trying to enjoy myself and have it go in one ear and right out the other. One of my bridesmaids saw this happening, so she directed maid of honor's attention to her so I can eat and not worry about the drama. I didn't find out everything that happened the night of the wedding until my husband told me at our hotel. Maid of honor's boyfriend got wasted from all of the shots and the open bar. I think sarcastically she says they're really good at cutting people off. The boyfriend peed his pants while passed out on a bench, and maid of honor had to go take care of that during the time I was getting sneakers on upstairs.
Who is this man-child?
This man has alcoholic tendencies and needs to have them addressed. And again, still not good, but it would be different if this also wasn't an event where he basically knows nobody. Can you imagine getting that?
Oh, I would cut off the friend. And the friend's not apologizing for any of this, by the way.
In my opinion, like, the person who needs to apologize this is clearly the boyfriend. I mean, the friend can be like, I'm sorry for his behavior, but what does that mean? That means nothing. She's not the one doing this.
You're the maid of honor. It's an honor.
If anything, yeah, she should be apologizing for being absent from those duties. Anyway, the staff members also had to lock him in a room at one point because he was getting too rowdy and wasted for the guests to enjoy themselves. I would never be that guy. During the dancing time of the wedding, he was inappropriately interacting with the staff members, the owner of the venue, and some of our family members. You know it's bad if my author, whom I edited books for, wanted to have a few words for him. Mind you, I never liked the guy. I told maid of honor I didn't like him beforehand, but I would give him a chance to be civil with him in the same room. And my parents sided with me, not wanting to invite him, but she would have been the only person to not be allowed a +1. And I found out from my brother-in-law that my best friend-in-law and brother-in-law were taking my maid of honor and her boyfriend home that same night. And she was apologizing to them about her boyfriend's behavior. My best friend-in-law told me this and said that she should have been apologizing to me and my husband instead of them, which is true.
So, yeah, that's like, thank you, Captain Obvious. I don't know why that has to be like pointed out.
I'd like to point something out. You can join us every single weekday at 3 p.m. PST when we go live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch. Just tap our profile
Easy.
and you're in.
I just did it. It was so
For
easy.
all of you
Look, I'll do it again.
listeners
Just
out
tap.
there, give us a tap and check us
Tap,
out.
tap, tap, tap.
We might even be live right now, but before you go check on that, let's collect our thoughts and finish this story. So,
Thoughts are collected, and I'm upset. I'm upset. Who is this guy? Like, I am getting secondhand embarrassment for the maid of honor and this guy. You're at not a family function, but at a wedding.
yeah.
Where
A wedding, dude. A wedding.
I get it. It happens. People do get a little crunky.
This isn't even like the after. This is like
This is like
the ceremony.
This is
isn't the
This is
reception.
embarrassing.
Yeah. Personally, if my husband would have acted out like that, I would have apologized or even had a conversation with him before the wedding saying, hey, this is my friend's wedding. We need to be respectful of their wishes and make sure they have a good day. I guess what really brought this up was I felt she was trying to take advantage of me with rides and my home, etc. So am I the a-hole for not talking to my maid of honor anymore instantly because of not asking her boyfriend to be respectful at her friend's wedding? Also, I understand I shouldn't have invited him if I didn't want to. Even my parents didn't want to. but maid of honor would have been the only person out of 80 people to not be allowed a guest, and my parents understood why. Well, sometimes, OP, you got to stand on business.
It's your wedding, your rules.
Remember how your boyfriend got at the wedding shower? Don't want him at my wedding.
Or at least you could have made like that very proactive, like he needs to be on his best behavior.
Yeah, he cannot over-consume. That needs to be
In this what? That didn't happen.
So again, I guess this is another case of a great way to get ahead of a lot of problems interpersonally with other people in your life is to just have a conversation. Even if it feels hard, if it feels awkward, if it feels scary, have that conversation because it's going to save you so much energy in the long run.
Rip off that Band-Aid.
That's the end of that story.
I told my boyfriend I wanted more attention. His reaction scared me. We've been together for 2 years now, and our anniversary was just over a week ago. However, we haven't gotten the chance to properly celebrate as we have both been really busy and I was out of the city on our actual anniversary. There are plans to celebrate it this weekend over a picnic, but even then, I told him not to worry about it if he or we're both still busy, which he appreciates. By the way, this comes from you, Worldly Basis 3139 on the ROK Storytime subreddit. So, the reason I felt the need to come on here and write about it is the nature of our past arguments in the past couple of weeks. For example, the other day I felt as if I was not getting enough affection for the amount of affection I was giving and said, "You're not affectionate towards me anymore," in a pouty way, as I just wanted to feel babied at the moment, not realizing the implications it had on his feelings. Sophia.
Not the best way to bring that up.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. Could have been brought up in a little bit more of like, hey, I've been noticing, you're kind of pulling back.
Yeah.
Is there,
Or even to own it
is
as
anything...
like, my need for affection isn't being met, and then make a request attached to a need and be like,
is there anything going on?
Yeah, curiosity.
Or
just like, can I receive more affection?
Can I get a little hug?
Give me a little smooch.
Is that how you ask, Sophia?
Can I get a little hug?
I will not hug that.
Give me a little hug.
No, I'm good.
Give me a
pass.
snuggle.
All right, so he got upset, which usually happens when you blame someone.
Yeah.
As he felt like I was accusing him of something really bad and that I was dismissing him talking to me as a way to be affectionate and to show love to me. He got very upset at this. I tried to explain to him that I did not do it as an attack towards him and that I grew up seeing couples do it around me and I was expecting to be babied and showered with affection as that is what I saw growing up. There are such... I'm sympathizing. Like, I'm not making OP wrong for this.
Yeah.
It's just not, like, functional communication.
No.
But, like, she's right. Like, we grow up in a culture of terrible models of what healthy and functional relationships look like. So the majority of people, we have to relearn what it means to relate to people in healthy ways. So to this, he thought that I was too influenced by internet couples. Is this a thing? Are people getting information about internet couples?
I mean, I can't say what OP's, doing, but I think that everyone just has different, like, ideas of how much affection you're supposed to,
For sure, yeah.
get in a relationship. Because I think I'm personally a very physically affectionate person.
You
but
are?
Yeah. I would say so.
I didn't expect that.
I don't know. With the way you did that hugging thing.
We may hug.
Yeah. It seems like you're not used to expressing that.
No, I think I'm a very
I'm
physically affectionate
good.
person.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. All right. And yeah, everyone has different levels of what amount of affection feels good to them.
Some people like less physical touch, which is also okay. It's just communicating that.
Yeah. To this, he thought that I was too influenced by internet couples and people around me that I was trying to emulate other people's relationships with ours when I simply had no other intention but to ask for affection. He said I should just ask for it like a grown adult, to which I understood and I owned up to my mistake as I did not know that he saw it that way. I kept explaining to him that I was not trying to accuse him of anything or dismiss everything that he's done to me to show me affection in his way. I desperately explained that I understood that it is different for him, and my obligation as a partner is to respect that and act accordingly. I explained that I can and will have the capability to change and that he is being heard. Despite this, he was still very upset and kept saying that I was accusing him. It seems like, from what I'm understanding the story, that OP, messed up.
Yeah.
He explained it and was upset, and OP, took responsibility and was like, "Yeah,
Sorry, I
I get it. I
shouldn't
should
have
have done
way."
something else." And
And
then
he's
it
still
seems like
on
he's
it.
like still upset.
Yeah.
But also, we're not there for the conversation, so we don't know how it actually went. So I understand the situation as us being different individuals with different needs and different ways of reacting to things. And in this case, I've learned that I should have not said what I said, as it means something else to him, which I respect. I was so desperate to get him to understand that I never meant anything and that I am on his side, but to no avail. He started speaking really aggressively, and I got really overwhelmed and started crying, begging him to stop, but he kept talking over me. I was sobbing and pouring my heart out, but he just stared at me with an angry look on his face. Wow. I feel bad for OP. Why is he getting so upset?
I don't know. This is very strange. It feels like he is kind of like was feeling maybe self-conscious about how much affection he was showing, or was pulling back for some other reason.
Mm-hmm.
And now maybe is feeling guilty and now is like projecting that on to OP.
Yeah. There's this thing called like a shame screen, which is essentially when like a situation comes that shame comes up, there's a screen and like other parts of us step in to try to block that screen, or block the shame. And oftentimes it like can come off in aggression. And maybe that's what's happening. He's like getting this big trigger and like, he's like, oh no. And then like,
you think that I don't love it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Interesting. So it felt really dehumanizing. Please enlighten me if there are other words to describe the feeling, but for now, this is the best I could describe it. It makes me feel sad because I can never just stare at him crying without having my heart crushed at the sight. It always ruins me whenever he cries. I expressed this and he said, you want everyone to be soft like you.
God.
So now he's just explicitly shaming her for her emotions.
Well, I mean, it went from she asked in a bad way to him being like, you're just being influenced by TikTok couples and you're like, you're soft, and just attacking her and yelling at her.
Yeah. So he went from like being upset that she was attacking him to now like very much attacking her. I expressed this and he said, you want everyone to be soft like you. I'm expressing my feelings. Who else am I supposed to express my feelings to? If I told my sister, you'd be angry. So who else do I express my feelings to? You want me to stop expressing my feelings. I'm expressing my feelings and you're scared? Do you expect me to baby you when I'm upset and be like, oh, baby, it's okay. I know you're sorry.
Oh, my God. I would just really, he really did not handle that well.
It went from 0 to a trillion.
Yeah. It went from like, oh, she like shouldn't have said that to like, oh, whoa, this guy is crazy.
Yeah. I think so many people make this mistake of like thinking expressing my feelings is getting upset at someone.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between owning emotion of like, I'm feeling really angry right now, rather than like accusing someone and attacking them and like projecting your anger on them and making them wrong. There's a big difference in like, I'm just feeling really angry right now.
Yeah.
So when it was just me feeling really overwhelmed and scared, I felt like he was being seen for only my mistake and that he's forgotten that he is talking to his girlfriend, who just wants to talk with no intention to argue and to just make things better. It also does not help when he said, I'm standing up for myself and my feelings, when I asked him why he is speaking so aggressively. I told him
to be aggressive to stand up for yourself. That actually makes it worse.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the story. I told him there is no need for hostility and I am here to listen to him and give him what he needs. It felt like a bigger barrier was built between us when he said that. In my desperate attempt to get him to understand that I grew up in an environment where forgiveness was taught as a good thing, I told him how I used to get into heated arguments with my mother and how we would always make up in the end, where my mother would try to get to the root of the problem and ask me if she has done anything that contributed to me doing what upset her. That's sweet.
It sounds like OP grew up in a nice household.
Yeah.
And maybe he grew up in a household where it wasn't super big on communication.
Or just where there was no space for, probably where he was attacked a lot.
Yeah.
Because if he's being so triggered by her, expressing upsetness about something, and then he gets all aggressive, it's probably, he didn't have any room for like healthy communication. So, all right. We would always hear each other out, reach an understanding, and forgive. My mother never forgets to address the root issue that caused me to act in a certain way. My boyfriend kept asking me things like, did you hear your mom out? Did you apologize to her in a really hostile way? And I had to, at a point, remind him that he was not there and should not speak on my behalf, especially when I am telling the truth. I was simply trying to get his understanding. Is this like other circumstances other than this? Because now she's like throwing her mom in here.
Yeah, I don't know. Unsure.
However, with my boyfriend, he gets really angry at how I address the issue, despite me already genuinely apologizing and owning up to my mistake, and explodes about how I said things but would never address the root problem, which was what I was trying to express to him in the first place. The most recent argument. Okay, so now we're going general.
Yeah,
here.
general arguments.
At first, it started with
never
like
turn out well.
Yeah, this very specific about affection and him getting aggressive, and now she's going generally to how he communicates in conflict in the whole relationship.
Which doesn't seem good.
The most recent argument we had was just last night. We both had long days, and so we ended up calling each other at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. I was a little sensitive and cranky as I just woke up and missed him a lot, and he pointed this out, which I apologized to him right away. A few minutes later passed, and I realized that he didn't video call me. He would usually just voice call me, and I would turn it into a video call. Realizing that I'm the only one always doing that, I switched the call to video call and said, I'm always the one video calling, but you always just voice call. And he exploded at this, once again telling me I'm accusing him of something huge. I explained to him that I was not trying to, and that I just wanted for once to feel like he always wants to video call me too. I never intended for it to be serious or deep, and I was not even that upset. I told him all of this, and he was still talking very angrily. I once again desperately tried to tell him that I was sorry, and that I hear him owning up to my mistake and explaining to him where I was coming from.
Now it just feels like anytime OP brings up anything, he just lashes out.
It seems like the pattern is when OP's need isn't being met, she turns it into an accusation.
Yeah.
But it not like a huge accusation, but it's just kind of phrased a little accusatory. Yeah. And then it seems like that very much triggers him, and then he launches into anger and then attacking.
Just unhealthy, and I don't know how much longevity this relationship has.
Yeah, if not addressed,
continue to do that.
It seems like this pattern is just going to keep on going.
Yeah, to the point where he's making her cry every time.
Yeah.
They have a conversation.
There's no point. There's no point. If you can't change how he's going to react every time, I would get out.
I think there's room to like go to a meta level and like, hey, I love you. I want to have a healthy relationship with you.
But only if they can have that conversation, which I don't think
a lot of people can't.
Do you think he's gonna lash out then and then?
Yeah, I think she's gonna be like, oh, I want to like have a better conversation.
Oh no, I love you.
Like, yeah.
I think if it's possibly phrased in a way like, I love you, I want to have a healthy relationship with you, and I'm noticing this pattern, I'm doing this, and it seems like this is what happens on your end.
Yeah.
How can we go around creating a different pattern?
Based on the story, I think you would react poorly.
Sure.
But we can read more and see if anything changes.
Yeah. All right. So the space just did not feel safe anymore, and I could feel my hands getting really cold from being fearful. I don't really remember what was being said because it's only the afternoon after, and I'm still shaken by it. But whenever I was trying to tell him things, he would accuse me of things that aren't true. I point this out, and he tells me that it's not the same because I accuse him of worse things. You accused me of not video calling you. I desperately tried to tell him that I'm on his side and that I just want the conversation to be conducive, efficient, kind, and loving, where we are talking to be better and to improve. He kept going. Sometimes I feel like he holds a lot of resentment towards me, and it just feels really bad because they are for things I have learned from, and he would suddenly bring it up in a related conversation and tell me he has been putting up with it when I always tell him to come forward to me if I've done anything that upset him. Instead of acknowledging this, he got upset because I said, I didn't like that you let me hurt you repeatedly. Because I don't like that you let me hurt you repeatedly. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. Neither of these people are very good at communicating.
I would agree. Yeah.
Do you think that's the root of why he's getting so aggressive? Like, it's just the
That they're both
communication?
bad at
I think it's on both ends.
It's on both ends. It's like, it's so bad that like maybe he's just getting so like aggressive because it's like so upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one, I mean, you should never.
I'm not defending it at all.
No,
but I'm
I
just
get
like,
it.
I mean, we're getting OP's context
Yes.
inside of the story. We don't know how the conversations are going.
But it seems like they're both bad at communication.
It's
Yes.
frustrating me.
And every time that they try to communicate, it's this constant cycle of the OP, says something, like asks for something in a bad way, like
In an
communicates
accusatory way.
an accusatory way. He starts yelling, and then she starts crying.
Yeah.
And then he starts yelling
feels
at her
more
for crying.
attacked for,
Yeah.
for her being hurt by him
Yeah.
yelling.
It's
then it
just like a
escalates.
screaming match of like.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
who's-
that's bad.
So, yeah, it seems like good communication is not happening from any parties, but it seems like he's not to make a bad guy, but it seems like he's doing way more harm
Yeah.
by acting so aggressive, and especially for a woman to receive aggression and anger.
It's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It is really taking a toll on me mentally as I am just trying to have conversations that are really constructive and loving. I realize that there is nothing to say at this point because everything I say will not be understood or listened to openly and will be deflected. I just told him I do not want to talk at this moment and want to only talk when we are both talking with the intention to improve and not argue. He kept going, but I just stayed quiet. My hands got colder and colder, but I just stayed quiet because I knew that nothing could have been said anymore last night. He stopped eventually.
Eventually. Ugh.
I hope she just didn't stand there and just let her
Ugh,
partner
let him
yell
yell at
and
her?
attack her. I hope that's not what happened.
This is not a good relationship.
He used to just let me sleep upset or when we're not in good terms, and I expressed to him, and he promised he wouldn't let me sleep like that anymore, and I will only sleep once we have established that we will get back to the issue kindly and after reassuring that we love each other. Well, last night I asked him if he loves me. To this, he said, "Why can't you tell me you love me? Do you love me?" I told him, "I do. I'm sorry," crying at this point. I just wanted to ask for reassurance, as the environment felt unsafe. I felt so helpless. I asked him for reassurance that when we revisit the situation, it will be a kind, loving, and understanding situation. He told me I was going around in a loop. I asked him to please just answer the question, and he answered with a tone where he sounded frustrated and just answered to make me stop so he could sleep. Okay, another factor that's going on is that OP seems to be sensitive, and I'm not saying that in a
No.
negative sense at all.
It does seem like OP needs a lot of reassurance. It seems like she's very anxious in her attachment style.
Yes.
Like, I need a lot of physical affection. I need
Yeah.
you to video call me, or otherwise you're not.
I want to
you're
be
in love
verbally
with me.
reassured.
Yeah.
And we're not making that wrong. We're just
No.
saying it
It's
seems
just-
like she has a big need for
is,
that.
yeah.
And it seems like at this point, her partner can't meet that need.
It doesn't
and
want to.
so, And
And actively
doesn't have
thinks
the
it's
capacity
like, yeah,
to. Makes it wrong.
actively thinks it's wrong
Yeah.
to
And
do
that point, it's dangerous territory when our needs are made to be wrong by our partners.
Yeah.
Okay, I told him, I know you need silence and I could give it to you. I'm just asking for reassurance before that. And he told me, I think you need silence. No, she doesn't.
She specifically said what she needed. She's
Yeah,
telling you.
She needs reassurance. When I just wanted reassurance. I'm truly tired of being talked to and treated this way. He is valid for being upset, but it's so hard for him to forgive and understand. He has a hard time believing me when I tell him my perspective. He always tells me that the circumstances I grew up in and had known are wrong whenever I tell him that we are both different people who grew up differently. I always feel looked down upon whenever he does this. It hurts because I'm always down to listen to him and to understand him. He tells me why he thinks I did certain things and will stand on his assumption even though I've explained myself. I'm just sad. I'm torn between feeling like he's valid and he has the right to express his feelings with me, not giving him a permit to talk and treat me however he likes, whenever he is upset, especially when I have shown nothing but support for him and us. If you want support in your life, you could join us live on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile.
Tap it.
So there's another relevant update, but let's discuss. I feel like we've discussed.
I think at this point, there's nowhere like this relationship is over.
Yeah.
I think they've reached a standstill. OP is an immovable object, and her boyfriend is a unstoppable force, and they keep
Yeah.
going in different directions.
DRed04, their love languages and conflict resolutions class.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a great. Yeah, I think that's exactly it.
Yes. And also, I think it goes beyond communication in the sense that when our needs are made to be wrong by our partners,
Yeah.
it is dangerous and it is damaging and very wounding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like not even that their love language is just different. It's that they actively are saying that the other one is like incorrect for having that type of love language.
Well, it seems like he's harming her
Mhm.
a lot with
Yeah.
the way he's communicating and
Absolutely.
saying, like,
I mean, she's
oh,
crying every time they have a conversation.
you're just too sensitive and you need too much reassurance and all these things. That's so
Yeah.
damaging to
Yeah.
someone.
It's like, if that's how you think, then why are you in this relationship?
Yeah. Okay. He texted me this morning asking to talk about the situation later and apologized. Surprising. As he thinks he overreacted last night because he was already feeling dense prior to us
Defensive,
talking.
maybe?
Defensiveness. Prior to us talking on the phone, as he had a lot going on in his day. But I don't want to feel like this anymore. I need advice and I want to go into the conversation later, knowing what I want to say and what I can improve. Please help me. Thank you so much for reading this far. It's frowny face.
Frowny face.
Frowny.
I think going into the conversation.
I would ask you, OP,
Yeah.
like, do you think there's a possibility where you guys could adapt your communication in order for you both to feel good in the relationship? Or if it feels like that is like too big of a goal and like just being realistic with yourself and the state of your relationship thus far, like, could you ever get to that point
Yeah.
with the way you guys interact? And you might have to be honest with yourself, and it might be, no, we can't get there. And it's
Mhm.
not really, faulting anyone. It's just maybe reality.
You guys are just too different.
And so
friends.
it might need to be something that you reflect on before going into the conversation of, do you think there's even repair here?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a possibility for repair?
Mm-hmm. Can either of you change?
Or just adapt your
Adapt.
communication style?
That's true.
Yeah.
But that's the end of that story.
And if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you and see you tomorrow.